Thank you, Amy.
There's just something about a championship day. I don't care where you are, where you're at, where you've been, what you've done. It's time to crown a champion in the Front Range League inaugural season. Collegiate wood bat baseball along the Front Range of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado and up into Nebraska. And indeed, Nebraska and Colorado represented today. The 4-team playoff started yesterday from City Park in Fort Collins with the Boulder 64s, the Western Nebraska Pioneers, Fort Collins Foxes, and the Pueblo Spradley Collegians. Action yesterday in the semifinals. In Game 1, it was the Pioneers and the 64s, 8-2 the final count in favor of Western Nebraska. Foxes 15-4, taking out the Pueblo Spradley Collegians. There are your final two teams for today's championship game in the Front Range League. Thad Anderson on the Front Range Baseball Network. The playoffs from Fort Collins, Colorado, presented by KeyBank. Thank you for being with us for today's championship tilt. It's the first ever Front Range League championship game, and we anticipate many more. A successful first season of collegiate wood bat baseball in the Rocky Mountain region. Fort Collins Foxes, as the number 1 seed out of the final league standings, they have the home draw today and will send Isaiah Garcia to the mound. Isaiah Garcia, a later season join for the Fort Collins Foxes, has the start today. Garcia on the mound, just one previous appearance, 3 innings pitched. He will have the first duties on the hill for the Foxes. His catcher today, Vinny Angle, who's no stranger to the process. Vinny's caught a slew of games for the Foxes this season, and he'll have the dish. Leadoff batter for the Western Nebraska Pioneers in this 9-inning game, shortstop Jake Eady steps in the box. Eady, pitch 1 is down for a ball, and we're underway from Fort Collins. Glad you are here. Going to be an entertaining day of baseball from City Park. Second pitch from Isaiah Garcia, gets a swing, and into the glove of Angle it goes for a 1-1 count. That one fouled away. Garcia has 2 strikes now on the ledger of the leadoff batter, Jake Eady. And a strike 3 will open up today's contest. One away on a strikeout of Jake Eady.
Second baseman, Bryce Peterson.
Bryce Peterson bats second for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. The second baseman, Eady, the shortstop, was in the box. And Jake goes down. Peterson steps in. Davis Goodwin on deck. Goodwin, the center fielder, is the next batter due up. Those the first 3 scheduled. It's Isaiah Garcia to Vinny Angle, as mentioned. The battery for the Foxes take you around the infield. That pitch wide of the zone for a 2-0 count. Corners defensively, Hank Smith at first base, Phoenix West at third, Larry Haskins up the middle at short, with J.J. Fontana at second base. Chopped foul off the body of the batter in the box, Bryce Peterson. 1 strike now on the accounting of the count for Peterson. Garcia's pitch just missed. We saw a pretty wide zone yesterday that was consistently out there. There were some batters who were frustrated right there. That wide pitch, not a strike, and again, wide of the zone. That will be ball 4 to Bryce Peterson, first base runner of the game of this championship contest in City Park. It's Bryce Peterson aboard with 1 out. Strikeout and a walk for Isaiah Garcia. Interesting limited stat line for Isaiah. So not a whole lot of summer scout on him for the Pioneers, with Davis Goodwin, the center fielder, 3-batter, stepping in. Garcia's one other game pitched. It was a start about a week ago. 3 innings pitched in that one. Garcia rips this one to the backstop, and Peterson's got second base on a wild pitch. Cowbells ring from the Pioneers fans, traveling well from Gehring, Nebraska, and Scotts Bluff. A little over 2 hours, between 2 hours and 2.5 hours. If I drive it, it's an hour 52. When Chuck Heeman, the owner of the Pioneers, drives it, it's like 4 hours. Not a bad pitch. Vinny Engel liked it. He points out to his pitcher, gives him the props, didn't get the strike call. Garcia from the stretch looks in. In that 3-inning appearance, his only previous for the Foxes, he had 3 strikeouts delivered. This ball gets underneath Engel. He tried to frame that up. He missed the catch on it. That's a passed ball. Ticked off the glove. Engel lost that back behind the plate, and over to third base goes Peterson, now changing the complexion of the assignment for number 3 batter Davis Goodwin. He's got a 3-0 count. Garcia finds the zone. Keeping the count in play. Goodwin, the batter in the advantage here, and he'll take wide of the zone. Back-to-back walks from Isaiah Garcia. Davis Goodwin aboard.
First baseman, Pinedo.
Goodwin in the 3 spot on the season. Came into the playoffs hitting .425. 21 walks to 12 strikeouts, and Goodwin does it again. Another walk. And the 4-batter, Pinedo, had a big 3-run bomb yesterday that really flipped that game into the firm advantage of Western Nebraska over the Boulder 64s. The 64s led 1-0 for a stretch, tied at 1, and then late game big frame from the Pioneers, and the big shot was a 3-run blast. They're 2 aboard right now for the same guy. Snap a throw to 1, leaping up. Hank Smith makes a beautiful rebound, jumping up and snow coning that in the first baseman's mitt on a back pick fired down at Davis Goodwin, who dove back safely. 2-strike count. Pinedo fired at a high fastball. Good pitch from Garcia, got up above his contact zone. Got Pinedo to go after it. Runner does not take off on first and third with a couple strikes, and that one sits wide of the zone. Like yesterday, good crowd on hand at City Park. There's a throw over to first. I guess he did step off the back. Looked close to a jump move. If you step off the back first as a pitcher, you don't have to make that throw, and that was the judgment, was that he did disengage. Working the wide side of the zone. That's out of the zone. Thanks to our 3-umpire crew today behind the plate, one of the Front Range League's finest, Scott Summerfeld, has the dish on the championship game. Justin Moore, who I've known since he was he's a wee little lad, 12-ish years old. He's a grown dang man now, law enforcement in Brighton, Colorado. Justin Moore has the first base side, and Mark Moffitt, third base umpire. He's in the C position right now for an umpire. He's behind the pitcher. Runner does not go, and there's a strikeout pitch. Beauty. Paint on the outside. Pinedo goes down looking for 2 away. 2 strikeouts in the frame, 2 walks in the frame. Luis Quintero, number 5 batter, wears number 5. Got the blaze orange right arm sleeve on. He looks ready to go here. Challenge position with 2 outs. Breaking pitch. Pretty nice piece of work by Quintero. He was amped up to get this at-bat going. He's thinking about a 2-out, 2-on first inning statement. Hopping outside the batter's box with his last warm-up cut. Jumped in the box, ready to go. Good start by Garcia with a breaking ball in the dirt. And Quintero, disciplined late off of it. Now he gets a fastball that he shoots into right field. And the Pioneers are on the board. The 2 walks do cause a problem for the Foxes in the top of the first. Luis Quintero, solid shot the other way for Quintero. Goes opposite field to right for an RBI. Bryce Peterson to the plate. Davis Goodwin advances to second base. And Tyler Antwine, left fielder, batting number 6. Now assumes the right side batter's box. Quintero on at first after his single. Luis came into the playoffs batting .370 on the summer in 94 plate appearances. Pretty good sample size. And Quintero had 33 RBI. That was second most on the team behind Tyler Antwine, the guy in there right now. Can Antwine pad his RBI totals? Tyler hitting .360 on the season in 114 plate appearances. Of Tyler's 32 hits, 22 of those for singles, 10 extra base hits, 7 doubles, 3 bombs for Antwine, and a team-high 34 ribbies. And he turns on this one. Does he have 3 more? Exit stage left over the key bank sign in left center. It's a big frame for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Tyler Antwine, the team's top RBI producer on the season, does just that. He low fives manager Easton Babe on the way past third base, and Antwine has the big shot of the inning.
Now batting, catcher Jake Watson.
That ball is yard. Four runs on the board for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Strike one taken by catcher Jake Watson. Watson bats number 7 behind the dish, catching Nathaniel Pimentel today. 0-1 pitch. Garcia gets a swing from Watson. That pitch bends away from the zone, and Jake, that's out of the reach of a long swing out toward the first base side of the plate. Watson couldn't get to it. 0-2. Michael Pickett on deck, the DH. Kevin Blanco, third baseman, would be behind that. Watson's got pretty good barrel on this. Back goes Bertucci, and an open hips, open shoulders catch running back toward the fence just in front of the track. It's a fly out to right field for out number 3. 2 walks to the second and third batters. Strikeout took it to 2 away. And then it's Luis Quintero with a single RBI, and Tyler Antwine, 3-run shot. Pioneers jump on top, 4-0. Nathaniel Pimentel has the mound. Nori Todd, Larry Haskins, Phoenix West coming to the plate. And I got a chance to catch some comments from the starting pitcher for the Pioneers. Let's hear from Nathaniel Pimentel.
Played outfield.
Nathaniel Pimentel, starting pitcher for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. I don't know. I'll say congratulations on the start. I know some of that comes down to rhythms and all that, but still pretty cool to be the guy who gets the ball. How you feeling going to take the mound in a championship game to cap off the summer?
I'm super excited. I just want to thank God for this opportunity. I've had a lot of opportunities in the past, but this one's a big one, and I'm super excited to pitch today.
You just finished high school in the spring, and congratulations on the graduation and getting that behind you, and then off to Bakersfield you go. Anything have you been in a game, whether it's summer ball or kind of high school ball? I know you said maybe your high school team wasn't at the top of the heap, but have you had an assignment that in your mind you can kind of relate to this assignment today?
Not at all. Not at all. This is like just a first, so I'm really excited for it. Looking forward to it.
How old were you when you started playing baseball?
I think around like 4 or 5. Really young, and just stuck to it.
When do you remember pitching becoming something that you were thinking, I could maybe take this to another level of my life?
I think for me, like I started taking pitching seriously probably end of sophomore year, beginning of junior year, and I thought this could be a thing, and I worked hard for it, and yeah, now I'm doing pretty good for it. So yeah.
Coming from the left side, right? So, before I go there, when's the last time were you hitting this spring in high school?
The last time I hit was junior spring, and then I quit. I was done.
So we're not going to see you today.
No.
All right. Well, pitching's fine. So people have opinion in good ways. People have opinions about lefty pitchers, righty pitchers, and all that. As a lefty, what are there things that you think about, maybe that you use to your advantage with that, or do you just kind of think I'm throwing like anybody else throws?
I think as a lefty, I think I have a little bit of an advantage of just a little bit of natural run on my fastball. Like my 4-seam moves really well, my 2-seam moves really well. So I think that's pretty much the only takeaway I have from righties.
Have you been pitched on this mound here at City Park? It's a tall one. You've been on this one before?
Yes, I have. I pitched against the Foxes here, so I like the mound. I like it a lot.
Words with starting lefty Nathaniel Pimentel. We'll have more from Nathaniel after this half frame. He likes this mound, he said. Here he goes, going to climb it from the backside as Kevin Blanco, the third baseman, walks over and shakes a hand with third base coach for the Foxes, Jay O'Connor. Larry McCann, Jay O'Connor, the coaching staff for the Foxes, and Jay has third base coaching familiar spot for Jay, with Nori Todd familiar spot, leadoff AB for the Foxes in the bottom of one. Takes strike one from Nathaniel Pimentel. Lefty on lefty here. Nathaniel Pimentel, this is his 9th game pitched on the season here. In just about 40 played on the year for the Pioneers. He's got 9 appearances now, 6 starts, 24 and a third previous innings pitched before today's start in the championship game. 1-1 pitch from Nathaniel. Rips a fastball that Todd gets a good hack on. That ball's going deep toward the center field fence. Leaping try against the fence is down on the track, and a double leads it off for the Foxes, and the large championship game crowd erupts on bottom of the first. Leadoff double from Nori Todd, and the daily double. Larry Haskins comboed with Nori Todd. My homage to the Bobby Dernier, Ryan Sandberg days with the Cubs. Here's your daily double, and Todd just doubled. Haskins, the shortstop, after Todd, the center fielder, let it off in style. Hit that ball off of the fence, the higher fence. It wouldn't have been out on the lower fence. It's around 365, 370 out there in that part of the gap. And Nori got a good swing on the lefty meeting in Pimentel's first batter faced. He throws strike one to Larry Haskins. Shortstop Haskins is in the number 2 spot. Phoenix West third baseman is on deck. Lefty West will face the lefty Pimentel. Nathaniel comes up and in, and Haskins holds back. Nathaniel's got his fam here today. He's got mom, dad, his bro. Brother's 15 years old. Said his grandparents are in the house. They flew in a couple days ago, met him up in Gearing, Nebraska. Nathaniel said he had a fantastic host family this year. In his first post-high school summer, swing by Haskins, and that throw from Watson came off of Larry Haskins, but Haskins was finishing off the process of his swing there, and I don't think any call is going to come of this. Easton Babe, the manager for the Pioneers, you got to come out and talk about this. Scott Sommerfeld does a great job. Haskins on the big finish of his swing. It was natural movement, though, from the batter. I think that's what Scott Sommerfeld, our plate umpire, is saying right here. Nori Todd had a good jump from second base. Likely to steal the bag, I believe, but Watson up quickly, ready to rip a throw down to third baseman Kevin Blanco. It caroms off of the batter, goes over to shortstop Jake Eady. Fortunately there for the Pioneers before Nori Todd could turn and keep going to score a run on that little freak exchange at the plate. Play on, 1-2 count. Pimentel out wide. Haskins takes. Nathaniel Pimentel's brother, 15 years old. Another lefty, he said. They're the only two lefties in their family, said Nathaniel. Both boys port side, southpaws. Haskins absorbs strike 3. Went down looking. Good pitch from Pimentel.
Phoenix West.
A little bend on that pitch. It pings the zone as Haskins, unable to pull the trigger, must have had something else in his mind or just didn't know what kind of break that thing was going to have. It had good movement. Phoenix West, lefty. Pink bat for West. He swings and misses at a pitch that disappears down and away. Phoenix West, the third baseman. Next man up in the on-deck circle is the Australian right fielder Nick Bertucci. Hank Smith batting 5th, first baseman. 0-1 count to West, 1-1 count out wide. Hank Smith in the 5 spot. 5, the number of the day. Well, the number of yesterday. Hank went 5 for 5 last night in the semifinal. 5 singles, capped by a walk-off home run, 2-run shot that ran the run rule on the board, and Hank Smith had a huge day. Good breaking pitch from Pimentel. West, that thing was on his body, and he twisted. Try to see if that would graze him a little bit. And by the time it got through Phoenix, it was in the strike zone. That pitch has got some bite. 1-2. West widens out in protect mode. He'll take out wide. 2-2 count. Hank Smith in the 5 spot, first baseman, coming off the 5 for 5 and the walk-off 2-run bomb that he destroyed. Fireworks from Smith right before the drone show last night. Elijah Morales bats 6th. Left fielders, Vinny Engel 7th, the catcher. 8 is Drew Oreskes, DH. He had 2 bombs last night in the semi. J.J. Fontana, the 9-batter, second baseman. 2-2. Phoenix, good take there. Tracked it well. He started the hands, thinking about having to spoil something on the outside. Recognized the movement of the pitch, stayed off of it. Make it a 3-0 count. West working a deep AB. Pimentel with that nasty breaking ball. Lefty on lefty. Let's see what he goes with. Nathaniel sends it and blows it by. Phoenix swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. Nick Bertucci, in Nick's own words, coming out of the All-Star break, he went into a little bit of a funk. I don't know if we want to use the word slump, whatever. Nick had a fantastic first half. He said, just wasn't quite in the same spot. And he's been pretty good here the last few weeks with, when given a chance to hit, he's got this slotted swing to the left center gap. Obviously a power guy too, but also patient. Been drawing some walks. And that is inside. Good pitch from Pimentel. That rips inside of the strike zone. 1-0 count to Bertucci as the number 4 batter and a known force in the Front Range League, having played in this area last summer for the Foxes also. He's patient, and pitchers try to kind of nibble on him a little bit. Nick's taking his walks when given to him. There he's got a foul ball out of play. We will hear from Nick Bertucci in game today. Had a pregame conversation that I'll chop up into inning breaks. Hearing from Nathaniel Pimentel currently in inning breaks, and we'll hear from both managers also. Bertucci swings, foul, tips it back to Watson's glove. Catcher gives a big affirmative head nod to Nathaniel Pimentel, and they set up a 1-2 count on Bertucci. We do have activity in the bullpen for the Foxes. Ronan Hella down there. Bullpen empty on the left field side for the Pioneers. Here's a 1-2 pitch, bottom of the first. Good looking pitch, just missed it. Jake Watson working with Scott Summerfeld here. I like it, the catcher and the plate umpire. Jake just staying cool with it, chatting him up, making sure they're establishing what they got here. Working together behind the dish, catcher and plate umpire. Again from Pimentel, and Bertucci chips that foul right side. Northfield was empty. Now about 17 kids run onto it chasing that ball, and like a freshly minted bunch of puppies rolling all over each other. They're trying to get that dollar bill attached to that foul ball, take it back to the ticket counter, the ticket table, and get a buck. Another 2-strike pitch, reaching out. Another dollar coming. Heads up over there. Rich kids. Final day of the Front Range League in the inaugural season. Started in late May, now in early August. 2 teams out of 8 remain. Pioneers trying to cap the bottom of 1 with a 4-0 lead. Nori Todd standing at third. Bertucci again lays off of that. And it's consistently been a ball. Yesterday, like I said, there was some vigor from players and from fans regarding strike zone. I like what we're seeing in the first inning here. It's a great pitch from Pimentel. Didn't get the call. Now a full count pitch. And he goes up top, misses the zone with something, looked like a slider, a little spin on it. Nick Bertucci works a narrow walk. Margins were thin, and Bertucci does what I mentioned, the patient approach. A couple foul balls mixed in there, and Nick is aboard. Well, did he stay hot overnight? About to find out. Hank Smith has been in his zone, facing a good lefty here. Outside, ball 1. Nori Todd, a leadoff double. He moved to third on a wild pitch and then watched back-to-back strikeouts issued by Nathaniel Pimentel. Lefty looking at Nick Bertucci, the runner at first. Short lead from Bertucci. Now he jumps out. Nathaniel's pitch. Got the outside edge, spinning that away from Hank Smith for a strike. Hank's pants are going to make it through the summer, barely. I think it was one more game. Hank could be playing in shorts. Those same pants, but they'd be shorts at that point. He's destroyed the wardrobe this summer. Pimentel again staring at Bertucci. Comes to the plate with it, missed the zone. Nathaniel, those 24 innings pitched before today, 24 and a third, 24 strikeouts, 15 walks. 1 strikeout per inning and 9 more strikeouts than walks on the year. Pretty good control. A 1.69 whip, walks hits per inning pitched. So a little over 1.5 walks and hits per frame for him. Smith takes a hack at a pitch and immediately shrugged his shoulders, kind of jabbed his shoulders. Missed that one. He liked it. He goes to 2-2. I was talking to Hank this morning when he arrived at the ball yard, and he said he's been, I don't believe in the broadcaster jinx. He's been getting a lot of 2-strike hits. Can Pimentel turn that trend? Smith pokes that toward the hole at short. Is there a play? No. Nori Todd, after a long wait at third base, is at the plate. Hank Smith has a 6 for 6 going between yesterday and today. That's an RBI single, and it's another 2-strike production out of Hank Smith, the first baseman, 5 spot in the order. Beautiful AB, and Hank had to reach out for that thing, and he just poked it toward the 5.5 hole. Jake Eady, the shortstop, ranged over, got it on the backhand. Bertucci was going to get into second ahead of any throw there and couldn't get it across the diamond on Smith. Now Elijah Morales. That's a good-looking release from Pimentel. He busted that down and in. Pitch missed by a bunch, but the ball comes out of Nathaniel's hand. Hitters have to crank up the dials when they're in ready mode with Pimentel coming to the plate. Spinning pitch that got the zone. 1-1 count to Elijah Blaze Morales. Left fielder defensively. He's the number 6 batter. Pioneers sent 7 to the plate in the first inning. Got the 3-run bomb that made it 4-0, now 4-1. Morales gets a strike thrown on the board against him, and it's a 1-2 count. Calls a good eye. Fox's fans disagreeing with it. Morales in to protect. 1-2, 2 outs, first inning. Gets to it, launches that mid-depth to right center. Gliding over from center field is Davis Goodwin. Goodwin, the center fielder, makes the catch toward the right center gap. And it's 6 batters in the first frame for the Foxes. They get 1 run across on 2 hits, and the Western Nebraska Pioneers win the first frame 4-1. 9-inning ball game in the championship for the Front Range League. It's 4-1 after 1 in favor of the Pioneers. More from Nathaniel Pimentel from our pregame conversation coming at you right now.
Good. That's key. You got to get up there and be comfortable to start with. 2 more things for you. One is just the summer with the Pioneers, and maybe if today's the last day. It's kind of cool. No matter what, this is the last day. Kind of nice to be playing on the final day of the year with the chance to win it. But this will be it. What do you think about when you think back through the summer?
I know I just had a fun summer, really fun summer with these guys. We bonded really well. I had fun on the field, off the field. I'm super grateful for these guys, these coaches.
I love the stage of your baseball life that you're at as you make your move to the collegiate scene now. And if you're willing, I run the youth baseball, Fort Collins Baseball Club that's right over here. I work with a lot of younger players. Put you in the position of sharing some thoughts with younger players, maybe as a pitcher, and just mentality and any advice you have or suggestions, things you've used for success to a younger pitcher working their way up.
For younger guys, I would just say just have fun. That's the main thing. This whole summer, I've just been having fun. I haven't really thought about, I need to have this pitch right here, this pitch right there. I just throw and, just have fun with it. Be calm no matter what the situation is. Just go out there, have fun, and feel loose.
I know your fans show up in force. I get to be here for it. Fox's fans, everybody excited about this thing. We're looking forward to watching you pitch today. Good luck.
Thank you.
And my thanks to Nathaniel Pimentel taking time pregame. We were out in left field during BP, dodging rockets from the Pioneers, talking about today's start for Pimentel. He's through 1 inning with 1 run allowed. Chop foul opens up the top of the second. That bangs into the leaning rail fence of the sunken dugout of the Pioneers on the third base side. Western Nebraska over on the third base side with the Foxes in the shady sunken dugout under the tree on the first base side. There's an offer from Pickett. Good pitch from Isaiah Garcia. That thing dove down to the dirt, and Pickett was compromised on that one. 0-2 the count. Kevin Blanco on deck. That'll be the 9 spot in the order. 2 strike swing, liner to left, and reaching back. Little lift at the end of that for Elijah Morales. That thing was a rocket to left, and Morales breaks to his left side, his glove hand side, and then caps it off with just a little jump at the end of it to track down the liner. Pickett on 2 strikes. Good barrel to that. Kevin Blanco takes a strike. Pitch bounces and skips to the backstop. Chopper towards short. Little drop step from Haskins. Got to get the throw off against a good runner, Blanco, and he gets it done. Across the diamond it goes. Out is Kevin Blanco on a 6-3 GB, 2 away. Top of the order, Jake Eady struck out to open the ball game. Eady in the semifinal yesterday, he walked 3 times, had a single also. Ground out in 5 plate appearances, a 9-inning game. Eady, the leadoff batter yesterday in the semis, was up 5 times. Ended up 1 for 2 with 3 walks and 3 runs scored in the 8-2 win. Down the line, fair. Phoenix West reaches, grabs. Hank Smith gets the job done, reaching toward the outfield side of the bag. Snagged the throw from Phoenix West on a good backhand glove play by Phoenix down the line at third. And Hank Smith gets long at first base to take the catch and keep the foot in contact. There's a 3-up, 3-down frame. Isaiah Garcia, the starter for the Foxes. Much better ride in the second after facing 7 batters in the first. 3-up, 3-down on the 8, 9, and 1 batters in the second. And the Foxes have Vinny Engel, Drew Oreskes, J.J. Fontana. That's 7, 8, and 9 for the Foxes. Let's hear from Fort Collins Foxes manager, head coach Larry McCann on the final day of the Front Range League season.
I thought yesterday might be the last time I got to talk to Larry McCann, but we get one more day. Congratulations on the semifinal win. What are your thoughts on last night's game? You know, just looking at the entirety of that outcome, what do you think about?
Well, I thought, like I told you, I said if we swing the bat and score some runs, I think we have a good chance to win. I kind of got a little scared when we had to stop for the rain, and it was actually a complete game, 4.5, 5 innings against the home team. And they said, yeah, it's an official game, but I was like, yeah, we don't want to go out that way. So I got a little nervous, when they put up a couple runs and it was 9-4, and then we had a delay and come back, and I was like, man, I hope we come back ready to go. And unfortunately, we were ready. We were swinging the bat, so we got some more runs, and yeah, it worked out in a positive for us.
You talk about the offense. I've been talking to Nick Bertucci, and he says himself, yeah, after the All-Star break, a little bit of slump going, and he's swinging the bat a little bit again, but he's also drawing walks and doing patient things, just helping the offense along. And then your 5 spot, Hank Smith, goes 5 for 5. So I'd bring those things up specifically. But anything offensively for you last night that you noticed that was a key, or was it just kind of an entire effort?
It was an entire effort. I mean, our main objective, if we can get Nori and Larry on, then we have like 4 guys in a row that could do damage. So fortunately, when we've had a lot of success, one of those 4 guys has come through. I know in a couple losses to the Pios earlier in the season, or just here a couple weeks ago, we left so many men on base. And for whatever reason, I know it's a little bit tougher when you play on the road, but we just left way too many guys on base. We struck out with runners in scoring position and instead of just trying to put the ball in play with the infield back to get runs. So we struggled a little bit there, but I think we last couple 4 games I think we're back pretty close to where we were when we were scoring all those runs.
Larry McCann, manager for the Foxes, words with the coach before the game. Chopped up between innings. We'll hear more from Coach McCann. Next inning break, Vinny Engel fouls off the first pitch he sees and now takes one for an 0-2 count. Engel behind in the count quickly. Vinny Engel takes and dodges strike 3. That one gets wide of the zone outside to the lefty. Vinny Engel, 17 games played now. The Foxes right at 40 games on the season. He's played about half of those. A lot of catcher for Vinny. He's doing that today, batting .333 on the year. Stays alive in the count, chops off a tough pitch. And he hopes to see a better one. Vinny, 16 hits in the previous 16 games played, so a hit per game. 14 of those singles, and 2 home runs for Engel on the season. He's been a good avoid the strikeout guy. He does it here, but that pop to short ends up in the glove of Jake Eady, one away.
Now batting, DH, Drew.
Vinny on the season in his 67 plate appearances, 16 walks and just 7 strikeouts. He was on a 2-strike count there and kept himself relevant, putting a ball in play, but it ends up at shortstop for an out, caught by Eady. Number 8 batter, Drew Oreskes. Home runs in the second and third. He's got a base knock here in the second. He hit him out in the second and third inning last night against Pueblo's Spradley Collegians, and Drew Oreskes doesn't want to mess around with a deep count with Nathaniel Pimentel, who's been using breaking pitches to complement the fastball and causes some trouble for Fox's batters. Oreskes goes first pitch, and he goes on base. J.J. Fontana, number 9 batter, playing second base on defense. Here's the 9 spot for the Foxes. Breaking pitch that Fontana evacuates on, and that nearly clipped the strike zone again. It is a ball to Fontana. He of the Ultra show on the orange socks, taking pride in the Fox's orange sockses. Got the high pant legs. Takes a strike, and it's a 1-1 tally. Continue with the Larry McCann conversation, and then we're going to hear from we've heard from Nathaniel Pimentel, so we'll hear from Easton Babe from the Pioneers side. And then we'll also get a listen with Nick Bertucci in game today. Radar gun in this inning on Nathaniel Pimentel, showing high water mark of 86 from Pimentel. Couple 86 readings on the radar gun. That's where he's at. High 80s, mid-high 80s for Nathaniel. Gets strike 2 against Fontana. It's a 1-2 pitch. Going to pick to 1, and Oreskes leans back to first. He's in on his chest safely. Dom Selfo coaching first base. Dominic said he has interest in coaching potentially in his baseball path. He's gotten a lot of time coaching bags, mostly first, a little bit of third this summer for the Foxes. Swing and a miss for Fontana is out number 2. Drew Oreskes is the DH. He's at first base. Not one of the speed guys for the Foxes. Got a speed guy at the plate now with Nori Todd. Nori batting for the second time in 2 innings of play, back to the top of the order for the Foxes. Todd doubled, leading off the bottom of 1, scored on an RBI single from Hank Smith. Todd's going to chop this towards second, slipping, and the ball's going to get through. Lost his footing. Did Bryce Peterson at second base. He went down and got low with the glove, and it went right over the top of him. Just looking around at where he went down. I don't know if he touched that ball at all. That's the joys of being, and I'm not an official scorer. It's a pretty easy ground ball to second that Bryce Peterson tells you is a routine over and over out. We're going to go with the approach and the slip down. That will go in the books as a single for Nori Todd. Now Haskins hits it hard, and Larry is going to put it in the glove of Kevin Blanco at third base, who gloves and steps on third. And there's no damage on the scoreboard from the Foxes in the second inning. Fielder's choice
2 hits, no runs.
to Blanco at third, takes out Drew Oreskes. And the Foxes go with a 0, as did the Pioneers. 0 runs on 2 hits for the Foxes in the second inning. It was no runs on no hits in the second for the Pioneers. Going to finish up the Larry McCann conversation here. We'll hear the final frames. Should get us on through. Coach of the Foxes, here's Larry.
So I've started referring to Nori and Larry as the daily double. And I've been explaining to people that that's Bobby Dernier and Ryan Sandberg in the 80s with the Cubs were referred to as the daily double. Yeah. And they were the table setters, man. And I exactly what you just said. When those guys are on, other teams just good luck. You're going to give up a couple. You just try to limit, below 4 or 5. From a pitching side today, pretty good for you last night. Didn't have to go burn through a whole bunch of arms. Where are you sitting out with the staff today?
I think we're still in a good spot. We have everybody but the 2 guys that threw last night. So, if we have to get that deep, we're probably not going to win. But, if our guys come out and throw strikes, and I think we have one of the better defenses in the league. If we guys let the guys put the ball in play and let them get themselves out, and if we play catch, we should be fine.
It's always the goal to be playing on the final day of the league season, and you made it to that point. It will be the last time you have to do one of these interviews, although you've been great. Thank you for doing it. Any thoughts going out? Any final shots on your way out of here?
No, I've had a great summer, and hopefully if we win this thing, it'll even make it better. But yeah, win or lose, it's been fun. The kids have been great. We've had no issues, and everybody here has been hospitable to me, so I appreciate all that.
Well, Coach, I'll do it one more time, and we've talked about it. You made kind of a late adjustment to get here and step into a role that, things kind of shuffled late. Really appreciate what you've done. I love the tone and kind of how you're doing it and the experience you bring to it, all that good stuff. So I hope it goes your way today. Congratulations.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks.
Larry McCann caps off his comments as a ball gets shot into left field, and Elijah Morales closes on it, lays out forward, and makes the catch in left. Elijah Morales on defense making the catch. Bryce Peterson lines out for the first out of the top of 3. There goes a swinging strike to Davis Goodwin. There's a ball off the end of the bat. It's got some funky spin on it, and the throw slung over by pitcher Isaiah Garcia. 2 down. Good pitch from Isaiah Garcia. Got a spin ball back toward the mound to the third base side of the pitcher's mound. And Davis Goodwin is out. Ashton Pinedo, number 4 batter. Fox is happy he's batting with the bases clear. Nobody on, 2 out. And strike 1. And strike 2, down and away, clip the zone, 0-2 count to Ashton Pinedo. Garcia shakes off one sign. 2 out, 2 strike pitch coming. Vinny Angle has the target set, and that's laced foul down the third base line, rolling into the left field corner, bounces off of a bullpen bench. Completely empty down there. Full vacancy in the Pioneers left field bullpen. The Foxes have work going on in the pen. Ryan Vandiver catching in the pen, and Ronan Hella still the arm down there. Ground ball back right through the pitcher. Diving try by Fontana. Can't get there. On 2 strikes. Ashton Pinedo laces one right through the legs of Isaiah Garcia, directly over the mound, bouncing through the infield, and it's a base hit. Man aboard with 2 outs. Hank Smith holding the runner at first base. Pinedo takes a lead. Righty in the stretch. Garcia hits strike 1 to Luis Quintero, the right fielder, 5 spot in the order. I like it when coaches keep it simple. He's wearing number 5. He's batting number 5. Maybe you can play third base too. Position number 5. That'd help me out. Swings and shoots one foul. Radar gun showing mid to upper 70s for Isaiah Garcia. He's got 2 strikes here against Luis Quintero. 0-2 with 2 out. Will the runner take off here? Nope, not going now. And this ball's through the right side. And Pinedo will hold up at second base. Bertucci got to it. And Fontana's out there to get the ball back to the infield quickly with Pinedo's single, followed by Quintero's single. 2 aboard with 2 outs. Pioneers making some noise on 2. Luis Quintero, 2 hits, a couple singles batting in the first and the third innings with an RBI and a run scored back in the first. Larry McCann is coming out, and that might signal pitching change here with Garcia, the starter, working in the third inning. And Isaiah is done for his championship game start. Thanks to Isaiah, part of the mix here down the stretch for the Foxes. Good luck with the next steps for Garcia and his baseball journey. And the Foxes make the change with 2 outs in the top of the third. Ronan Hella coming to the hill, the righty Hella and his catcher Vinny Engel exchanging some thoughts and some plans, and they'll warm up the arm of Ronan Hella with 2 outs and 2 on. Pioneers batting in the top of the third, up 4-1. We'll get back to Ronan Hella's relief appearance after a step away on the Front Range Baseball Network from City Park in Fort Collins.
River Morgan presents famous baseball quotes.
Hey, Dad, Lily asks you what I do
when there's no baseball.
Keeps the parrot. I'll tell you what I do. The streets. I stare out the window. There's no crying in baseball.
Ball-yard baseball. Ball-yard baseball. Ball-yard baseball. Ball-yard baseball.
2 out, 2 on. Top of 3, Ronan Hella trying to end this frame, get the Foxes out with a 0 defensively. First pitch fouled away. It's Tyler Antwine. Tyler, a 3-run jack in the first. 3 of the 4 runs for the Pioneers on that swing from Antwine. Tyler's 4th home run of the season and 37 RBIs. Is he going to get another? He's got a ball rolled in the left. Here comes Morales. Throw toward the plate. Will be cut off. Back throw to second. Won't get the runner. Tyler Antwine, all that guy does is drives in runs. Antwine, sharp single through the left side. RBI, his 4th of the day. It's 5-1. Western Nebraska Pioneers. Ashton Pinedo hit the go pedal from second base off the bat with 2 outs from Antwine and scored easily in front of the throw from left field. That ball rolling in the grass for a while in front of the left fielder, Elijah Morales. Pretty easy send at third base for Pioneers manager Easton Babe. Pio's chance to get some more. Not done, perhaps. Jake Watson flew out to right his first time. That was deep, just in front of the track, other way for Watson. Takes ball 1 from Ronan Hella. Now both bullpens empty, with Hella having worked down the right field line. In the Fox's bullpen, he's up on the bump, and no pen action either way. Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Ronan. Ronan joined the squad kind of mid-season. First time I saw him was in Colorado Springs at Block Tickets Park. Minor league facility. Ronan played at UCCS, University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. Finished up, graduated. Congratulations on that. Still has a year of eligibility. Going to try to work a little more college scene. Hella misses down and away and goes to a 2-1 count. set to the plate. Chopper to third. West grabs that fair right at the bag, right in front of it, turns around, stomps, and forced out is Luis Quintero. So 1 run in the inning on then a 5 unassisted finish. Fielder's choice from Jake Watson, the batter. And it takes us to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1 run on 3 hits in that frame for the Pioneers. They've got 5 hits in the game, 5 runs to show for it. Foxes will try to answer with West, Bertucci, and Smith. As the bottom of the 3rd opens up. And for Western Nebraska, out comes Nathaniel Pimentel. Lefty back at it for his 3rd inning of work. He'll face West, Bertucci, Smith. Last night, post-game in semifinal number 2, fantastic drone show was put on. The drone show at City Park. And it was a fine performance, a fine presentation. And among the crowd pleasers, it went 17 minutes was the length, but team logos were drone lit in the sky and got a big reaction. The Foxes were all gathered after their win in front of the first base dugout, sitting in the grass in the dark with the lights doused, and the Foxes logo lit up the night sky over Fort Collins and City Park. And the Western Nebraska Pioneers also had their logo blazed in the sky last night after they had won earlier in the day in a semifinal over the Boulder 64s. Fantastic celebration last night on the 2-game day of the playoffs, a pair of semifinals. 1 rain delayed. The second semi, Foxes and Pueblo Spradley Collegians had over an hour stoppage with a storm that came through, but the field survived it. Game played on, and the run rule ended up hitting the board for the Foxes, and that was followed by a drone show thanks to Preston Munch and the Fort Collins Foxes hosting the playoffs and adding that element to the celebration here in City Park. Wild Brats, the protein food truck here today, and you want some sugar, you got Walrus ice cream. The options abound in the parking lot area on the first base side of City Park ball field. We've got center fielder for the Pioneers. Davis Goodwin was running back to the fence. I don't know if a kid's ball came over the fence, or sometimes you get golf balls off the first tee of City Park 9 over there. They paused a minute to let Goodwin get back to his position, and here's pitch 1 from Pimentel. That one clipped Phoenix West, and the Foxes will take that absolutely. Leadoff man is aboard, and Nick Bertucci comes to the plate. West spinning. He did that in his last AB, but Pimentel landed it to the zone in that situation. This time it's in tight, and it got Phoenix a lot of break on that pitch. Skimmed off of the left-handed batter, Phoenix West. He's aboard for the first time today. Nick Bertucci, the number 4 batter and right fielder. Nick walked in the first inning to keep that frame moving for Hank Smith to single in a run. Wide of the zone, 1-0 count. Hank Smith on deck. Elijah Morales behind him. He's talking about the good crowd here today, and with, again, the sun blazing on the first base side of the bleachers. Got plenty of fans over there, Western Nebraska fans sitting that way, fouled off by Bertucci to be over on the third base side with their team's dugout. That's the third base side that gets all the sun. And the first base side, tree cover, the sun gets blocked on the first base side of the bleachers. Heavy fan distribution on that side, tilting the bleachers again today. And looking around the outfield, a lot of blankets and tents and chairs all the way across from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole. Heavy to the right side because there's great shade over there. You might get scolded by a golf ball from a golfer like me, shanking one off the first tee. There's some pretty sweet shade cover out behind the right and right center field fence. Got a 2-1 count to Bertucci. He's got a 3-1 count. Nick has been a walk magnet in the last few weeks. And he's into a pretty nice position here with a 3-1 count, with the hot-hitting Hank Smith on deck. Bertucci, 25 walks on the year in 146 plate appearances. He gets a pitch that was in the zone. He lifts that. High pop out to shallow center. Little bit of, nope, and that's going to wind up with a force out at second base as Phoenix West, really nothing he could do with that. Shortstop Jake Eady was going back on that, gave up on that ball. Center fielder Davis Goodwin came all the way from center to deep shortstop, slid to try to catch it, bounced off his glove. Phoenix West, because it hit the glove, he was retreating back to first and really had no shot at getting there. So the hustle of center fielder Davis Goodwin, even though he couldn't make the catch, does force out Phoenix West. That is an 8-4 put out. Davis Goodwin on the assist. Second baseman Bryce Peterson took the throw to clean up the high pop that dropped. Fielder's choice for Bertucci. Hank Smith to the plate, and the Pioneers are going to talk about that. Better talk about this guy. Easton Babe visited Nathaniel Pimentel, I'm sure checking on his wellness, where Nathaniel thinks he's at as far as legs, arm, how he's feeling, says he's good there. And now they face a guy who is 8 for his last 8. Hank Smith, 8 consecutive base hits across 3 games, including the 5 for 5 last night. First pitch to Smith from Pimentel. Hank fouls that off, chopping it over the first base dugout. Last time Hank Smith was out was the first inning on Thursday of an exhibition against the Boulder 64s. He lined out sharply to first base and got doubled off a runner in front of him. Bertucci leaning on a pick throw over. He's back safely. The last time Hank Smith was out, he hit a shot down the first base line that was caught for a double play. That was in the first inning on Thursday. Now we're on Sunday, and he has had 8 consecutive hits and no walks in there. It's 8 ABs and all 8 hits. Smith takes above the zone. Hank followed that line out on Thursday to start this 8 for 8 run with a bomb in style. He went yard his next time up after the sharp line out against Boulder on Thursday. And then he added another base hit in the game. Then he goes 5 for 5 yesterday against Spradley, and now he has a base hit here. This ball bounces off of Jake Watson. It's a dirt ball. Wild pitch from Pimentel. I think that clanged off the shin guard of Jake Watson. Nick Bertucci goes to second base on the wild pitch. You talk about a hot hitter. This is the definition. Hank, 3 home runs before last night's walk-off jack. 4 now on the year total for Hank Smith. Batting .425. He's run that average up a little bit. These numbers came from before the playoffs. And he's pushing up to the .440, .450 range. Here he goes with a 2-2 count. It's hard to maintain. You're not going to make it work every time, getting hits on 2 strikes, but Hank's been great at that. 2-2. Feeling confident in this position. Good arm, the lefty. Pimentel, wide of the zone. That one's loose also. Gets away from Jake Watson. That ball just kept sweeping to the third base side, and Watson couldn't reach to it. Wild one to the screen. Now 2 times for Bertucci. He's moved up to third. Trying to stay away from Smith, get him on the outside. Went too far there. Last time they went out there, and Hank Smith just a soft swung for a poke shot to the backhand side of shortstop. Everybody was safe on the infield hit. RBI for Smith on that swing. Only run of the game for the Foxes. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Smith. And he rips that into center field. That ball's down. Cut off. It'll be a single for Hank Smith. What is going on, bro? Come on, man. That's video game. That's not human baseball. Beautiful stuff from Hank Smith. Nick Bertucci scores the second run of the game for the Foxes. And Hank Smith is 9 for his last 9. Elijah Morales takes ball one. Fly out to center field in the first inning. That ended the first for the Foxes. Morales on that swing. He's up and over 120 plate appearances on the summer. Good work this summer for Morales in a variety of roles for the Foxes. Strike called with a pitch that bends through the zone, lands wide of it behind the plate, but it crossed the plate in the zone. Good pitch from Nathaniel Pimentel. With parents, grandparents, bro in the house watching the lefty pitch. He gets a chop shot foul from Morales. Going to hear from Pioneers manager Easton Babe, who's getting married this fall. Among awesome things he's doing in life. We'll hear from the coach of the Pioneers after this frame ends. Playing the bottom of the third of a 9-inning ball game. It's the Front Range League Championship on the Front Range Baseball Network. Thank you for the join today and the support all through the season. Been fun getting this thing up and running. Pimentel's pitch to Morales. That's going to be sawed off and into left center, dropping down for a flare base hit from Morales. Elijah gets it done. Sends Hank Smith to second base. Foxes have something happening here. We've seen a mound visit in the inning from Easton Babe before the Hank Smith AB.
Now batting, number 10.
And Coach Babe is on the front side of the leaning rail. He's on the dirt on the field side of the dugout. He's the only Pioneers representative on that side. Everybody else leaning from the dugout side. And Easton Babe is not far from heading to the mound. We got bullpen action for the Pioneers. Ball one to the catcher, Vinny Engel. We'll see if Engel can reach, if courtesy runner would be ordered up. I imagine so. They've sometimes let Engel run. Sometimes they run for the catcher. Here's Pimentel's 1-0. Swing and a miss for Engel. Saw Vinny's parents in the house today, supporting the starting catcher and all of the Foxes. It's a 1-1 count. Pimentel to Engel. Vinny gets that one up above shortstop, retreating. Ball's dropping. Another flare shot, base hit. Everybody's safe. Foxes stringing them together. 3 consecutive hits. 2 of them lobbed in for base hits. And yeah, there's no infield fly call on that. The infield fly rule was in order, but that ball was not reasonably catchable behind shortstop. And they're going straight to the pen. Nathaniel Pimentel, tip of the cap to Nathaniel. Love seeing him pitch. Fresh out of high school in the Rancho Cucamonga area in California. He's headed to Cal State Bakersfield for his collegiate ball. He gets to start in the championship game and now hands the ball off on the first pitching change of the game for the Pioneers. 3 consecutive hits for the Fort Collins Foxes. 1 run already in. Started the inning with a hit by pitch and a fielder's choice on a pop-up that dropped in shallow. It wasn't even shallow center. It was deep short. But they got West forced out on that. Since then, it's been single. And the Foxes have it cooking. Alejandro Maltos Garcia, right-hander out of Brush, Colorado, out in my homeland. I'm a Fort Morgan guy. It's about 10 minutes from Brush. New Mexico State collegiately for Alejandro Maltos Garcia. The righty takes over the hill for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, defending a 5-2 lead with a 1-out, bases-loaded situation from City Park in Fort Collins, Colorado, on the Front Range Baseball Network. Pitch one from reliever Alejandro Maltos Garcia facing Drew Oreskes. 2 bombs last night for Oreskes. He goes first pitch. Going to hit my office at the Fort Collins. Oh, no, that got the tree and saved the office at the Fort Collins Baseball Club. Oreskes, the number 8 batter in the order, DH for the Fort Collins Foxes, has a single in this game. In the second inning, he was stranded or forced out at third, actually, to wrap out the second inning. Here's an 0-1 pitch to Oreskes, and he's gotten on that one. Down and in. Good pitch from Maltos Garcia. Drew started at that, and that pitch evaporated down at his ankles. No way to get to that one. Alejandro Maltos Garcia has a quick 2-strike count to the DH, Drew Oreskes. And he throws a breaking pitch that's foul-tipped to the glove of Jake Watson. Big second out in the first batter faced by the reliever, Maltos Garcia. J.J. Fontana, the number 9 spot. Larry McCann talked about the Foxes stranding a bunch of runners against these Pioneers and a couple losses. And here's a pivot point in this game. Courtesy runner at first base is Ryan Vandiver for Vinny Engel. Foxes do courtesy run for the catcher. Bases full for the Foxes. Fontana hacks and misses at pitch one. Shakes his head to the affirmative. Yep, good pitch. Now I think I got it figured out. JJ thinks he hopes he got enough recon, seeing the righty's breaking ball, respecting that too. Used that against Oreskes, the lefty, last at bat. Here comes the righty, Maltos Garcia, missing wide of the zone. Fontana has a 1-1 count. Nori Todd on deck. That's the top of the order for the Fort Collins Foxes with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. High water mark on pitches thrown, 86 mph from Maltos Garcia. Fontana gets one to left. That's going to hang up above the left fielder, reaching back and packing it away, and the bases end up juiced. Strand them full for the Foxes on a fly out to Tyler Antwine. 1 run more available for the Foxes. They'll take a 1 spot in the third inning. 1 run on 3 hits. Foxes with 7 hits in the game, 2 runs. They trail by 3. 5 runs on 5 hits for the Pioneers. And let's hear from Easton Babe, manager of the Western Nebraska Pioneers.
Easton Babe with the Western Nebraska Pioneers on championship day. Big things going on. The biggest thing in the world right now, of course, it's your wedding, right?
Yes, sir. Of course. Wedding out in October 17th, marrying the love of my life, and I can't wait for that.
Congratulations again on that. And then this other thing, this championship game, that's also a cool thing. Yesterday's game, I guess, just take us back through that. It was a tight and, kind of in their favor ball game for quite a while. You guys flipped that on them. What did you think of yesterday's semifinal?
It was a great game, and it was tight all the way up to the last innings there. And the thing that stuck out to me was we had a lot of opportunities to score early in that ball game. I think we left around, almost like 15 or 16 guys on. But we just put the pressure on them. They had to play perfect in order to beat us. And at the end of the day, we were able to scrap a couple hits, ball went out of the yard, and we were able to get the win. But just emphasizing to the guys, as long as you keep putting pressure on the other team, the good things are going to happen.
I thought of importance, you only had to use 2 arms, and they both threw it really well yesterday. If you could talk about yesterday's pitching and also kind of how that maybe sets you up today.
Of course. Daniel and Julian, they threw the heck out of the ball yesterday. Threw a lot of strikes. I think there was no time in the game that we had 2 base runners on at the same time. They were just effective and efficient. Even when a couple big hits happened, they jumped right back in the zone and they really went after it, and they gave us, a perfect amount of arms today. We got our whole bullpen basically to come at the Foxes, and we're grateful that happened and excited to see what happens today with that.
Easton Babe commenting on today's action and other topics as the first 2 pitches of the top of the 4th inning missed the zone. Michael Pickett, 2-0 count. Pickett lined out to left field in his first at-bat in the second inning. Hella hits the zone. Nice pitch from Ronan Hella. Righty on righty. That's a tough pitch. Ronan Long legs, long arms coming at you. He throws that pitch in, maybe a little down. And he gets a shot that's going to get through. Fair ball down the third base line. Pickett around first, a slip a little bit in left field. Safe just in front of that throw. Pickett head first into the bag. Elijah Morales, no error on the play. That's a great hustle play and a great throw from Morales, but he lost a foot just for a second, slipped and went down maybe to a knee or close to that, had to right himself. That was just enough difference for Pickett to slide in head first for a double leading off the top of the fourth. Love the hustle out of the box. He hit that shot down the third baseline. Phoenix West, the third baseman, laid out backhanded. Ball got by him. Now bunt from Blanco. That's chopped up. Hella has the ball. He throws to Fontana, who's got the out, and Blanco claps his hands, celebrating his sacrifice bunt. Gamer. Pitcher to second baseman with the first baseman, Hank Smith, charging.
Now batting, leadoff hitter, shortstop Jake Eady.
One away, and everybody did their part there. And the big tip of the cap to Kevin Blanco, who bounced that bunt out in front of home plate. In front of the mound, just a few steps off the mound, was Hella when he fielded it. Good job by Ronan of taking his time. Fontana was still on the run to get to the bag. Ronan was ready to throw, but then he took an extra shuffle and let JJ get in a better spot. Fouled off to the top of the order, Jake Eady. And that was a key moment for the defense with Hella making that play correctly. He had time with the runner Blanco, but he could have compromised the second baseman Fontana. Didn't do that with a rushed throw. 0-1 count to Jake Eady, 0 for 2 in the game. Bender from Ronan Hella. Ronan's he's a heady dude. He's academic guy coming out of UCCS. Great conversation. Mature dude. Plays some shortstop for the Foxes. When he comes off the mound, he's down on the grass in front of the mound. He licks the fingers down there, knowing you can't go to the mouth on the mound. Misses up high with that pitch to Eady. Shortstop Jake Eady been playing a nice weekend here at City Park. Had a good game yesterday. Defensively, really good. Trying to get his offense rolling in the championship game with his third plate appearance of the day, playing in the top of the fourth inning. Hella's pitch is hard, wide, down. Vinny Engel, the catcher, nice play to backhand stab that. Not at the dirt level. Wasn't a block pitch, but it was a quick reaction stab for the catcher with a runner at third. Eady trying to push the lead back to 4 runs. 5-2 Pioneers. Ground ball towards short. Runners coming. Here's the throw from Haskins. They've got him in a rundown. Pickett is out. There's a tag from Engel. They've called the out. Little collision with Engel chasing Michael Pickett, who was trying to draw the throw. He turned his back, then turned around, and Engel underneath him. Nothing dirty on the play. Everybody doing just what they had to do. And it's a wipeout, flipping Vinny Engel. He did get a tag to Michael Pickett in a WWE performance down the third baseline. Infield was in, and the shortstop, Larry Haskins, fed it to catcher Vinny Engel. They erased the runner at third base after the double and the sacrifice bunt. Eady is on via a fielder's choice at first base. Score stays 5-2. Bryce Peterson. Bryce takes ball 1. Ronan Hella's 7th game pitched for the Foxes this year in this appearance. Let me check that. That stat might be a little dysfunctional. Here's a 1-0 Jam shot to short. Haskins will flip the short way, and the Foxes dodge a leadoff double. Nothing for the Pioneers with Ronan Hella in his second frame of work. Yeah, correction on that. It's his fourth game pitched, and he's now thrown just over 14 innings for the Foxes. Hella might be up there for a little while. He's got outs recorded after the double. Sack bunt, fielder's choice. Balls on the ground all the way through the fourth, and Fort Collins will bat again, and they're at the top of the order. Daily double. Todd and Haskins try to set the table for West. Bertucci, Smith, Morales on down through. Here's more from Pioneers manager Easton Babe.
Boulder 64 is a fun team to have in the league. You guys took them out yesterday. A bunch of great guys on that squad. Jackson Bryant stands out as a kid who just offensively was nuts. He goes solo shot with 2 outs in the first inning, and I don't know that you're thinking, uh-oh, but, man, he steps in first pitch, takes one out of the yard, and then they didn't score again until the 9th. How, for you, I think you burned, I'm saying lightheartedly, you burned one runner off coming home. But it wasn't a terrible send, but I think it was at a point in the game where you were probably thinking, hey, we got the dice now, like, let's roll a little bit. Did you backside of that game, did you really feel like you were pushing the buttons and kind of commanding the game?
I think we were, like I said, with not only just the pressure, but bringing back that guy that got thrown out, and he was thrown out by a lot. I thought might as well send him. He had to make a perfect throw, and they did. They put him right on the money, and he was out by quite a few feet. But I know that's the kind of baseball we like to play. Put the pressure on, make them play the game the right way, and they did on that play. And that kid all season has just been a menace at the plate, and we knew that coming in. And we thought if we could keep him and the batter right behind him to getting up with no one on, even if they took a couple balls out, we'd be okay at the end of the day.
Going to get one more segment coming up after this half inning from Easton Babe. One more segment with the Pioneers manager, who, as we've commented on multiple times through the year, is coaching with his dad, Mike Babe. Awesome combo. Nori Todd first pitch. First batter for the Foxes of the bottom of 4. He's out on a ground ball to second base. Nori liked the pitch, took a good hack at it, and hit that sharply to the glove hand side. Bryce Peterson moving from his second base defensive position toward first base, cleanly fielded. Had to do that. If there's any bobble, Todd's safe. Peterson makes the play. Larry Haskins coils and swings at the first pitch. That's tall to left field, but in front of the track, shallow of the track, and a fly out. We got 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Now batting, your third baseman, Phoenix West.
I imagine Phoenix West is going to take pitch 1 here to avoid that quick of an inning for Alejandro Maltos Garcia. Maltos Garcia making his 5th pitching appearance, according to the stats I've been given from the Pioneers. Previously, all starts. There's a take from West for strike 1. Had started 4 games and pitched in 4 games. Now makes his first relief appearance, Alejandro Maltos Garcia. 18 1/3 innings before today for the brush beat digger. West is going to go on the second pitch, ground ball to second base. It's a 4-pitch inning for Alejandro Maltos Garcia. Second time a ground ball rolled to the second baseman, Bryce Peterson. That's a fast frame for the Foxes. Nothing on 3 batters up. Ground out, fly out, ground out. 4 innings in the books of a 9-inning championship game in the Front Range League. Davis Goodwin, the 3 batter, will come to the plate. It's Goodwin, Pinedo, and Quintero, the 3-4-5, facing Fox's righty Ronan Hella on the Front Range Baseball Network.
Yeah, kind of nice. I don't know if it's house money, but it, almost like house money in the back part of that game. Last thing today, championship game, the Foxes. Obviously, you guys know each other well. When you wake up this morning, or maybe go to bed last night, what's forefront in your mind about today's game?
We just got to play our baseball game today. We've had a lot of good games at the Foxes. We really enjoy the opportunity to come out and play them. At the end of the day, we know that we got to do what we have to do to win a baseball game. It's not really in anyone else's hands but our own. And at the end of everything, at the end of the season, the championship, we've held such a high hand with the Lord and our prayers. And I think we're all in just a better place than we were at the beginning of the season. No matter what happens today, I think all these guys are going to go home with a new enlightenment in their life, and that's what really matters at the end of the day.
I like your Jesus One shirt. That's back-to-back days. Were you in on that circle post-game yesterday? Were you part of that? And if so, anything you can share with us from that? Both teams assembled around home plate.
Yep. We did it with the Miracles as well. Once the season ended for the other team, I've asked if they want to come out and pray with us. We pray before and after our games every day. So with their season being over, I'd love to be able just to, put the Lord in their hearts as they go home, as they get ready to kick off fall ball. I think really what we're out here to do is to bring these guys closer to the Lord as coaches. If that's your belief system, obviously you're not pushing anyone towards it if they don't want to be there, but if they want to be there, I'm going to share the Lord whenever I can.
Well, good luck today, and then have a great time with the big life maneuvers coming up. Great job this season, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to Easton Babe taking time today to talk to our intrepid Front Range Baseball Network reporter, me. Hit by pitch opens up top of the fifth. Davis Goodwin took one, maybe not between the shoulder blades. He's favoring his right arm. It looks like that might have gotten him more to the right side. I don't know if that was elbow or shoulder, right shoulder blade, but
Now batting.
he was
First
pelted
Ashton Benito.
and will take some time. And he's going to ask for a little more time as Davis Goodwin is still struggling with that hit by pitch. Pitch one from Hella. Number 3 batter Goodwin is aboard, trying to work out that right arm. And it must have gotten some bone or some nerve, but it wasn't pleasant. That's evident. Hella reclimbs the mound now with nobody out and one on. Ashton Pinedo 1 for 2 in the game. He'll get an inside pitch that scooches him away from the plate. Ball 1. Thanks to Nika Walker, the trainer for the Foxes. She's on site today and is in the first base dugout at the far end of the dugout at the end of the leaning rail, down at about first base depth. She was chatting with Davis Goodwin to see if he needed assistance. Now they're going to try to backpick him and throw that away. Fontana gets to it, makes a throw. It'll be behind the runner. In slides Davis Goodwin. Error on the back pick. And down to second goes Davis Goodwin. Now Pinedo, the 4 batter, cleanup hitter for the Pioneers in a more attainable RBI position with Goodwin still working out the right arm. He's holding his elbow area. He's got a sliding mid on his left hand. He's got that on his right elbow. Here's a tapper. West charges. Great play by Phoenix West and a nice adjustment by Hank Smith. First baseman Smith with West ending up behind home plate. You see Phoenix walking out of your screen. He made the throw and ended up in the shade back on the first base side of home plate by the walk-up lane for the on-deck batter over on the right side of your screen. That was a third baseman. On the 4 batter, he was in a few steps to try to get a ground ball before it could get to him, but that charge and throw took him all the way behind the dish. Hank Smith made a beautiful adjustment on the play, moving from the infield fair side of the bag, shifting over to the foul side to make the catch in front of the runner Pinedo. Here's Luis Quintero. Goodwin over to third base after his hit by pitch and the E2 on a back pick. Quintero has a lot of ways to cash him in with 1 out. Infield is in. Hella trying to get him to nibble. Tempting pitch, but Luis Quintero did that in an earlier AB too, laying off. Pretty good pitch that a lot of hitters flail at. This one, he gets off the end of the bat to center field. Nori Todd runs through it, sends a throw toward home. Tag up in time. Well, you appreciate that for Bryce Peterson, or for Davis Goodwin, who took a hit by pitch and was in some pain moving around the bases. He gets the payoff of a run scored, still breathing deeply to try to work through a little right side arm pain after his HBP led off the inning. Sacrifice fly from Luis Quintero. RBI for the number 5 batter. His second run driven in today. Tyler Antwine. Antwine has 4 RBI. It's 6-2 Pioneers after the sacrifice fly plates the run. 6-2, and all 6 of the ribbies have come from the last guy and this guy. 0-1 pitch becomes an 0-2 count to Antwine, who blows out some air. Did the woof. Now he talks to plate umpire Scott Summerfeld and nods his head yes, confirming that was the outer edge of the zone. Antwine now down 0-2. Hella bends a pitch. No offer. Appeal down the line. And first base umpire Justin Moore said, nope, didn't go. Antwine lays the bat back enough to avoid strike 3. Tyler with a home run and a single in the game. 3-run shot in the first and a 1-run single in the third. 4 ribbies. He's got a swing through strikeout here in the 5th inning. Antwine is down on strikes. Pioneers turn the hit by pitch into a run scored. They score 1 with no hits in the inning. Hit by pitch, ground out that moved him to third, fly out, sacrifice, and a ribby for Quintero, and the strikeout. Put 1 more up for the Pioneers. Try to keep chipping at the scoreboard. Up 6-2 in the middle of the 5th inning of a 9-inning ball game. Fox is down by 4. KeyBank, exclusive sponsor of Fox's game streams on the Front Range Baseball Network. At KeyBank, your goals are KeyBank's priority. From everyday banking to big life moments, KeyBank is here with smart solutions and personal support. Visit one of 3 Fort Collins or Loveland locations today. KeyBank, exclusive sponsor of Fox game streams on the Front Range Baseball Network. Thanks to KeyBank, a season-long supporter of the Fort Collins Foxes and the Front Range League. First pitch of the bottom of 5 to Nick Bertucci is a fastball down the tube, strike 1. That hit Bertucci, I think, on the elbow guard. Sounded like plastic, not flesh or bone. That's a little better for Nick than what Davis Goodwin absorbed in the top half of his frame. Goodwin was the number 3 batter in the top of the 5th who was hit by pitch. He scored. Now the number 4 batter, Bertucci, in the bottom of the 5th is hit by pitch and is aboard for Hank Smith. Elijah Morales on deck. Morales 1 for 2 in the game. Smith 2 for 2 in the game. Couple singles. Takes a ball. Alejandro Maltos Garcia, righty, working on the bump for Pioneers. Bertucci fakes a break, and now he's going to go, and he'll have the bag. Pitch was inside for a ball. It bounced loose from Jake Watson trying to make a stab and stick on that pitch. That one hit Scott Summerfeld, the plate umpire. Clanged off his right foot or right ankle area. Buying a little time for him, third base umpire Mark Moffitt supporting his umpiring colleague, Summerfeld. Bertucci down to second on the wild one. Hank Smith sees this pitch from Alejandro Maltos Garcia inside. It's a 3-0 count. Maltos Garcia, 26 strikeouts and 12 walks in his 18 1/3 this season. Better than 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. And he won't yield the walk yet. Gets it to a 3-1 count. The guy's been good. He's way less. He's about, 2/3 of a walk per inning, well under a walk per inning, and heftily over 1 strikeout per inning. Going to send it back to second. Bertucci's back safely. Elijah Morales on deck, and then Vinny Engel, the catcher. Connor Grease coaching first base now. Pitcher, the righty for the bullpen of the Foxes. Grease is coaching one. Bertucci gets a good jump. He'll take off and take third. Smith takes a strike. That's pretty key stuff from Hank Smith right there. He saw that Nick Bertucci was easily over to third base, and Hank goes full take on that to make it a 3-2 count. Bertucci takes third. Nobody out. Smith in a 2-strike count again. Smith fouls it away, and this time plate umpire Sommerfeld will check on his cohort behind the plate. Jake Watson had that one fouled off of his person. No flinch from catcher Jake Watson. He's back at it. Enjoyed talking to Jake the last couple days during BP in the outfield. Pitch from Maltos Garcia, and Smith gets out there and chops it foul. Man, Hank is, as I've discussed, this guy is just on it at the plate. That one was a kind of a flail swing. Just decided that one was going to be too close. Looked borderline, but Hank not leaving that up to umpire Sommerfeld's discretion. It's still a 3-2. And he got rung up, and Hank Smith thought that one missed the zone. Strikeout of Hank Smith. That breaks the 9-for-9 run for Smith, and it's a tough one for Hank to absorb. It's a guy who's been all over it and has had the zone commanded. He takes a tough strike 3 call. Elijah Morales tries to turn the tide instantly on the next pitch. Had a good swing, fouled it straight back. And if you're staring at your screen, your eyeballs just rattled. If you're seasick right now, maybe lay down or drink a little milk. Don't do that simultaneously. Now Morales, the dark one, down and away. Good pitch from Maltos Garcia. 0-2 pitch is off the edge. Now you're getting the fans involved in the right ways. It's all right. You got to have an opinion here, but now you're hearing more of the classic good take, good take. Trying to let the umpire hear you back here. We need a couple now. That pitch, Bender stayed up above the zone, in tight on Morales. Foul chops one off of himself in the box. And this one's in. Bertucci's going to score. Watson had that pitch up and in, and he couldn't glove it. The catcher, Bertucci, off of a hit by pitch, is homeward. That's a tweener. We'll go with pass ball on that one. Not a great pitch from Maltos Garcia. I'd imagine Jake Watson would tell you, it just didn't quite get there. Tough ball for the catcher. It yields a third run for the Foxes, and there's a strikeout pitch from Elijah Morales. Now the Foxes twice in the inning in disagreement with a strike 3 call. 2 backward Ks have piled up.
Now back.
And here comes Vinny Angle, the catcher, with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Fans are now participating in umpiring. Thank you all. Appreciate that. Two-0 count to Vinny Angle. To 1 count to Vinny Angle. That one, yeah, that one hit Vinny. He sold it. The plate umpire didn't call it initially. Angle, I heard it too. It's the second hit by pitch of the inning with 2 outs. 1 in, 1 aboard, and we'll probably see a courtesy runner here for the catcher Angle, I imagine. Not yet, though. Vinny hit by pitch, and Drew Oreskes, the DH, steps in at 6-3, 2 outs, 2 home runs for this guy yesterday, Drew Oreskes. Lefty batter, righty arm. Strike, and that had some width to it. Looked wide. Oreskes steps in with an 0-1 count. Now the courtesy runner comes as Vinny Angle yields first base to Ryan Vandiver. Vandiver running at first for the Foxes with 2 outs. Might see Ryan take off here with 2 down, trying to get him over to scoring position. Swing and a miss for Drew Oreskes. Bottom of the 5th with 2 outs, 6-3 the score. Alejandro Maltos Garcia, and Oreskes hits that to right. That ball's going to get down in the corner. Vandiver around second. Vandiver around third. Throw coming from deep second base. Umpires straight up out of position on that. Sliding in, the diving finish from Vandiver. He might have avoided the tag. Umpires were rotating, 3 umpire crew, and they left home plate unoccupied by any umpire. That's a problematic situation. It was a bang-bang play. It was the throw beat him by a bunch. Vandiver, the head-first dive. Ryan, pretty sure he never was tagged. Jake Watson, the catcher, also looking on. And the 3 umpires are talking it over. Well, they just didn't get in the position. That's just straight up what happened. And now they've got to figure out what they can do with this call. Safe at the plate is the call. Easton Babe is out immediately from the Pioneers dugout. Pioneers are frustrated, understandably. I can't umpire from here. He might have gotten around that tag. There's no way I can say for sure, but the Foxes have a definite case. Hard thing is the Pioneers have a case. Throw beat him by 4, 5, 6 feet, but Vandiver diving to the inside part of the plate toward the fair side of the plate. Watson fires a tag at him, and nobody was close enough to make a call. Easton Babe is going to have to depart, and the Foxes have been frustrated with the plate balls and strikes work, and now the Pioneers are displeased with the out safe work at the plate. How about Drew Oreskes, huh? Let's all yell at umpires. No, come on. We're going to yell about Drew Oreskes a little bit. Double. It's a ribby. Drew swinging a hot bat in the playoffs. He's 2 for 3 in the game, and with 2 outs, he delivers a shot into the right field corner that Ryan Vandiver dives through the courtesy runner, scoring the 4th run of the game for the Foxes. Fontana takes ball 1 wide. Hey, this is fun, huh? Nothing like a little controversy. Controversy. Yeah, let's call it controversy. Call it what it is. Good pitch from Alejandro Maltos Garcia. Strike there on the outside part to Fontana. 9 batter in the order. Number 9 spot here, Fontana. 6th batter of the frame for the Foxes. They've scored 2 here in the bottom of 5 of this 9-inning championship game. Maltos Garcia's pitch is chopped away, foul. Bullpen action for the Pioneers down the left field line. Fox's bullpen empty. Ronan Hella, the current right-handed arm for the Fort Collins Foxes. One-two count to Fontana. Fontana shoots that down the line, foul. Missed it by a foot or 2. Down the left field line, it went into the bullpen of the Pioneers, which is active. And Fontana, that would have scored Oreskes and made it a 1-run game. He narrowly missed an opposite field peel shot from the lefty that tailed wide and foul of the left field paint line. Fans have been activated, like stirring up a hornet's nest, buzzing around here with 2 outs, 1-2 count. Breaking ball, that's going to get through the left side. Oreskes going to be held up at third as the left fielder charges, and Drew can't score on that. Good close on that ball in the left. That's Tyler Antwine. Sorry, my mistake. I mentioned Tyler before. It's Ashton Pinedo at first base, 21. Antwine, 31, the left fielder. He's to that ball quickly, denying a run. 2-strike base hit from J.J. Fontana. He's 1 for 3 in the game, has his first hit of the championship game. Fontana, who played with the Foxes last year, keeps the 5th inning alive. He joined this team late in the season. Here's another returning Fox from last year. Nori Todd, first pitch, third base, cleanly fielded by Blanco. Takes his time, and he'll send it to first base. Out is Nori Todd on the first pitch. He sees. Put out is the third of the frame, and it's 7 batters to the plate in the 5th inning for Fort Collins. They put 2 more on the board, closing the gap. 2 runs on 2 hits. The 2 guys who scored were both hit by pitch in the inning. Bertucci led it off, HBP, he scored. Vinny Engel, the catcher, was hit by pitch. Ryan Vandiver scored on the controversial out-of-position situation for the 3-umpire crew. And I imagine they got it right, but I can't say that for sure, nor can any of us. Jake Watson and Ryan Vandiver can say for sure, the 2 players involved in that play. 2 runs, and the Foxes have it back to 6-4, trailing into the top of the 6th inning. Ronan Hella back out there to face 7, 8, 9. Jake Watson, Michael Pickett, Kevin Blanco to the plate for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Tonight's game is brought to you by Can of Whoop. We all want to dominate. We all have those moments when we just can't find that next gear. When you can't find that next gear, try Can of Whoop. Pop the top and pour it on. Can of Whoop. Ronan Hella's first pitch of the top of the 6th is strike 1 to catcher Jake Watson. Spirited environment now. Shade heavy on the right field side and the outfield. Fans all over the place. Along the sliced shot side of the fairway for a right-handed golfer off the first tee box at City Park 9. If a righty slices one over there, we're going to have some troubles with the fans all shaded up in right and right center at City Park in Fort Collins on the Front Range Baseball Network. Thad Anderson bringing you down the final day of the Front Range League, the inaugural season in 2025. Pioneers and Foxes playing for the title. It's a 1-2 count. Step off for Ronan Hella. He wants to recycle, recycle the signs with Vinny Angle. Gets another look. And a 1-2 to catcher Jake Watson. Watson single through the left side on a 2-strike pitch. Jake gets a nice swing. He'll get a courtesy run or two.
DH, Michael Pickett.
Ben Kearns is on to courtesy run now for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Ben Kern, courtesy runner. First time the catcher has been aboard. Watson ended the first and third innings with ground ball outs. One fly out, I guess, in the first. He flew out to right, and then he hit a ground ball fielder's choice in the third. Third out of each of the first and third. Now he leads off the sixth with his 2-strike single through the left side, and Ben Kern takes over as the runner. Michael Pickett, we've seen sack bunt once today from the Pioneers. From the next batter due up the 9 spot, Kevin Blanco had a sacrifice bunt in the fourth. Good pitch from Ronan Hella. Doesn't inspire a strike call. 2-0 count. Bouncing at first base is Kern. Hella's going to pick. Hank Smith will pop up and make the catch. No tag. He had to jump up and snag it at one. Two-0 count. Pitch to Pickett. Runner goes. Angle's throw is going to be a safe call and a stolen bag for courtesy runner Ben Kern. Now the runner at 2 with nobody out. Pickett on a 2-1 count. That was a strike on the throw down from Angle. Swinging strike makes it 2-2. Good pitch from Hella. That thing had some weight to it. Bottom dropped out. Looked like changeup. Ball in, down, full count to number 8 batter Michael Pickett, the DH. Both DHs hitting in the 8 spot today. Drew Oreskes for the Foxes. He's 2 for 3 with a single and a double and RBI. Pickett, the 8 batter for the Pioneers, the DH. He's 1 for 2 with a double and a line out to left. Trying to knock in the 7th run of the game for the Pioneers. Hella missed the zone. Walk pitch puts him on first and second. Fox's bullpen is empty. Both coaching staffs talked about having good arsenal of arms available for this championship game. Each team only having to throw 2 pitchers in their semifinals yesterday. The Pioneers in a 9-inning win, 8-2 over the Boulder 64s. The Foxes in a run rule win. Blanco again shows bunt. He'll take a pitch for a ball. Hank Smith, the first baseman, charging. Foxes went 7 innings yesterday through 2 pitchers. Good starts yesterday for the Pioneers. Daniel Gomez, Ross Frank, a good start for the Foxes. Bunt again from Blanco. He puts this down, and Hella's going to go to third, and he got him. Tag thrown down by Phoenix West. He didn't need one there. That was a force play. Larry Haskins telling Phoenix that we just step on the bag, man. Got the out. Got the out.
Now batting.
Phoenix might have had bag contact anyway, and I think he got him on the tag. Third base umpire Mark Moffitt rotated over and had the call. That was an out, but made it a little more exciting or interesting than necessary. Ben Kern, the courtesy runner, is forced out on a fielder's choice bunt from Blanco. Sacrifice didn't pan out that time. Nice play by the pitcher, Ronan Hella. Tall righty hops off the mound. He didn't hesitate to. He picked that up, and he turned and slung that. Fired a shot to third base. It was right on the mark. Pitch works down to the top of the order, Jake Edey. Jake 0 for 3 in the game. Strikeout. Ground out to third and a fielder's choice ground ball to shortstop. Forced out. Runner in front of him. Swing and a miss for Edey. Edey's fielder's choice ball that he hit. Foxes threw out Michael Pickett between third and home. 2 ground balls and a strikeout. Looking at a 2-1 count here. Bryce Peterson on deck. 0 for 2 in the game with a walk and a run scored in the first is Peterson. He's next up. Hella's pitch will miss outside. I think he went slider there in that pitch. Didn't hook the edge of the zone. Just after 6 o'clock, 6:07 p.m. Mountain Time in Fort Collins, Colorado on the Front Range Baseball Network. Thanks for your part of today's action, wherever you might be, and for a lot of you, families involved with these players. Hella's pitch on 3-1 is fired at Fontana. It's off his glove. Runner will hold at third. Had to hold up because that liner might have been caught. And so over to third will go Michael Pickett, who had to wait. Did the right thing as a base runner. That clanged off the reaching glove of J.J. Fontana. It's a line single for Jake Edey. Fontana almost had that glove working to his glove hand side. And I think probably had a double play opportunity, a line out and then a throw behind on one of those 2 runners for a double off that would have ended the frame. Tough ball, hot shot. Got on him quick and was a reach to his glove hand side. It's a single for Edey on a barrel. Bryce Peterson. Middle infielders are back for the Foxes, looking to turn 2 to kill the inning. Corners are in for Fort Collins. Bases are full for Western Nebraska. Hell is in tight, and that's a narrow miss of Bryce Peterson, who would have gladly bounced the ball off his body for an RBI. Run bounced in. RBI. 1-0 count. Hella to the plate. Hot shot, and it's underneath Hank Smith. 1 run's in. 2 runs are going to score on a ground ball that Smith might have ended the inning on. And instead, back-to-back balls that could have been 2 are none. And instead, 2 runs. Fox's defense sagging a little bit. And credit to the Pioneers, that's barrels twice that challenged Fox's defenders. That's an E3, and 2 come to the plate. And here comes Jay O'Connor, Fox's pitching coach, with nobody in the bullpen at the moment for Fort Collins. Ronan Hella, I'm sure the piece of that conversation is, you're doing your job, man. Do it for us one more time. Still double play available out there with runners at first and second. Jake Edey at second, Bryce Peterson at first. And the mound conversation concluded. Ronan Hella
Now batting, center fielder
will go at it again. Right in the heart of the order now. Davis Goodwin 0 for 1 in the game. He walked in the first, hit by pitch in the fifth, scored both of those times. No official at-bats on those plate appearances with walk and hit by pitch. Grounded out in the third inning. He's 0 for 1, 2 runs scored. Davis Goodwin starts his count. Hella has it popped foul out of play. Reset after the foul ball, 0-1 the count. Foul chop.
That foul brought to you by Chester's Chicken Farm, feeding fowl to the folks of Sugar Lake.
Davis Goodwin and his .425 average across 108 plate appearances this summer. Bryce Peterson led the team in plate appearances, 129 on the year. Peterson hit the hard ground ball that skipped underneath Hank Smith for 2 runs. He's at first base. Davis Goodwin, a .565 on base percentage. That's best on the team. .521 for the leadoff man, Jake Edey, in the number 3 spot. Davis Goodwin, .565 OBP this summer. Can he do it again? He's been on base twice today out of 3 chances, so elevating his on-base percentage, his team leading .565 prior to the playoffs. Bounces out over Phoenix West. That'll get a run home. Around second, backhand pick by Morales, diving into third and trailing that. Goodwin to second. He's on base again. That's an RBI single for Davis Goodwin. Bryce Peterson dives in safely at third. And Jake Edey touches home plate. 3-run frame to this point with 1 out and runners at second and third. Pioneers still in the driver's seat in the inning. Ashton Pinedo, 1 for 3 on the day, the number 4 batter. 9-4 the score. Bullpen now will finally get some work. Still empty right now, but 4, 5, 6 Foxes just popped out of the bullpen, and they're heading down the right field line. One of those is Ross Frank, who pitched yesterday, so he won't go again. Ryan Othen is heading down there. He pitched yesterday. Imagine he's not available, but perhaps he might. Hey, it's last day of the summer season. I'll do whatever, man. Pitched a couple yesterday, did Othen. 2 innings of relief after the rain delay. Ross Frank went 5. 1-0 count. Good pitch, 1-1. Infield in again for the Foxes. As they try to fend off another Pioneers runner at third base. Ronan's pitch, chopped foul over the Pioneers' third base dugout. Ashton Pinedo hitting just under .360 on the season with a .500 on-base percentage. Pinedo had 1 home run on the year before yesterday when he hit 1 in the semifinal, a 3-run shot. Here's the 1-2 pitch on 1 out, and that'll be tapped toward Hella, who kind of barehand snags it. Nice play by Ronan. He was glove or hand. He decided to just trap it with his hand against his belt line. Runner at third froze because Hella was moving that way. The pitcher off the mound heading toward third base.
Now batting Right fielder.
Ronan Hella has both of the infield assists, the pitcher in this inning, as he picks up a tapper out in front of the plate. Runners are frozen at second and third. Peterson at third, Goodwin at second. It's the second throw, good throw from the pitcher, Hella. Shot to third, and Phoenix West lays out for the third out. Hammer shot down the line from Luis Quintero. I like the look of Luis today, man. He's swinging it. He's now 2 for 3 on the day after a sharp line out. Well struck by Quintero, and a backhand layout at the dirt level line drive snag from third baseman Phoenix West. What a play by Phoenix. The Western Nebraska Pioneers are putting the pressure on the Fort Collins Foxes. The lead now goes out to 9-4 with a 3-run frame in the 6th. 3 runs to the plate there for Western Nebraska. They had 3 hits in the inning, and they go 9-4. Going to hear now from Nick Bertucci for my pregame conversation. Nick, due up third in this inning. Haskins, West, and Bertucci coming in the bottom of the 6th for the Foxes, down 5.
Final day with Nick Bertucci. Not everybody gets to play today. There were 8 teams. 2 of them are left. Got to feel pretty cool either going to bed last night or getting up this morning or both to know it's the final day of the league season and you're part of it. How you feeling going into the championship game?
I'm excited. I'm real excited to go out there, play ball. Obviously, it's a championship game, but it's no different than the first day we came here and played a regular season game. So,
you're actually not that. You and I have talked this year. You're not that old, but we talked about old soul and all that. Do you? I mean this in a good way, kind of. Maybe I don't know if this is good. Are you kind of like the grandpa glue of this team? Or you're not the little brother for sure. Like, what do you think people think of you within this roster?
yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. There's some guys that I definitely keep accountable, and maybe sometimes they're not too happy with what I have to say, but that's because I see a future with them, and so I'm a little more on them to do what they have to and do what they can to help the team and be their best self. So. Sometimes they're probably not happy with what I have to say, but I try and use my experience with what I've had back home, with what I've had at college, and help them become the best version of themselves.
Thanks to Nick Bertucci, who took time pregame today to talk out behind the first base dugout at City Park, catching a last chance to chat with the Australian Nick Bertucci. He'll be back in Central Arizona for college for his second year of action at the college level. Dream big and save smart at KeyBank. They help you turn your goals into action. Tools, guidance, and a team that's always in your corner. Visit one of 3 Fort Collins or Loveland locations. Dream big and save smart with KeyBank. 2, 3, and 4 batters will come to the plate in this inning. Larry Haskins takes strike 1. Rocco Harmon now on, pitching in his hometown of Fort Collins, plays at Western Nebraska CC in Scotts Bluff, right next to Gering, Nebraska, where the Pioneers play. Haskins gets a hack at that pitch and skies it foul out over the basketball court area down the left field side at City Park. Rocco Harmon has 2 strikes on the scoreboard as a ball drifts in from the bullpen of the Foxes. Back behind home plate, off steps Rocco Harmon. Misses with that pitch. Rocco takes over, third pitcher of the day after Alejandro Maltos Garcia came on, did good work for the Pioneers, followed by Harmon. Haskins chops it foul, stays in the count at 1-2. Rocco Harmon, like I said, a Fort Collins hometown, Fort Collins High School, before Western Nebraska CC. 1-2 pitch to Haskins. Gets out on the outside part. Haskins reaches for it and flares it to right. That'll be an out. Luis Quintero in right field.
Now batting.
Two-strike pitch. Nice work by Haskins to get out there. That was a great pitch from Harmon. Larry had to reach out and sent that directly to the defense of Luis Quintero. Down for a ball to Phoenix West. Harmon's 7th game pitched, 7th appearance of the season for the Pioneers. He had 4 starts this year. This is his 3rd relief appearance. Phoenix liked the pitch. Harmon pulled the string on it and had Phoenix out in front. 1-1 count. Prior to today, Rocco Harmon, 23 2/3 innings pitched. Pretty solid summer of work for Harmon. Pioneers pitching staff led this year in innings pitched by Caden Ferguson, who threw 31 2/3. Daniel Gomez came into the playoffs throwing 30 2/3 and got a healthy chunk yesterday of innings pitched in the semifinal. West chopped that to second base. Gloved and underhand flipped by the second baseman Bryce Peterson to Ashton Pinedo. 2 out.
Now batting, right fielder.
Nick Bertucci. We're in the midst of hearing Nick's conversation comments, recorded pregame. We'll hear more from Nick after the inning closes. Bertucci to the plate. Nobody aboard and 2 out. Rocco Harmon, control pitcher, throw strike 1. 23 2/3 innings in the stats. And in his 23 2/3, 31 Ks and 8 walks. That is just a strikeout shy of a 4-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. That's the good stuff. That'll bring you to an ERA of 1.90, as Rocco has this summer. 0-2. Pitch coming from Harmon. Bertucci, there's the slot I was talking about. That left center swing. Bertucci on 2 strikes lines one into left center. Single for Bertucci, his first hit of the day. He's actually been on the bases every time. A fielder's choice in the 3rd was the only time he produced an out at the plate. Did Bertucci. He walked in the 1st. Fielder's choice in the 3rd. He scored there. 5th inning, hit by pitch, scored. Now the 6th inning, single with 2 outs. Hank Smith, frustrated after his last AB on a backward K. He'll take strike 1 from the righty Harmon to the lefty Hank Smith. Hank had the 8-for-8 string going at the plate, going back over 3 games worth of play. Had that snapped on a tough call on the outside part. Bertucci diving back safely at first. Good play at first base by Ashton Pinedo to trap that short hop throw. That thing skipped in on Pinedo. Did a nice job to play it. Cleanly glove it. Smith with a fake break from Bertucci. And a spinning pitch from Harmon. A little break on that pitch that goes to an 0-2 count. Locked up Hank Smith. Oh, 2. Harmon's pitch. Hank taps it foul, and on deck, Elijah Morales bare hand grabbed it on 1 hop back to the on-deck batter. That was a crazy exit angle from Hank Smith. He reached out and just swatted that down foul, and then it took a backspin checkup hop that shot back behind the back hip of Hank Smith right to the on-deck batter, Morales. Pick again to Bertucci. He's back safely. Connor Grease again coaching at first base for the Foxes. Player, right-handed reliever, pitcher Connor Grease. Every pick throw, of course, the fans, depending which side you're on, if you're the defense's side, you got to go, oh, got him, got it, oh, yeah, oh. First base umpire Justin Moore, he's safe. Harmon's pitch. Smith will reach for that again and spin it foul down the first baseline. Hank Spoils a couple of good pitches from Harmon, who's got more of those in his arsenal. Rocco competing here with the number 5 batter in the Foxes order. Hank 2 for 3 in the game, 2 RBI. On deck batter Elijah Morales 1 for 3 in today's championship game. And Hank Smith, I don't know if that bat finally gave way. It's the powder blue bat I've been using to refer to Love You Blue. Hank had a bat going a few games ago that snapped off in his hands, and he barreled the swing on that. When he busted that bat, it was a saw-off that the handle was left in his hand and everything else went flying. He's been on that blue bat, part of his big streak that ended last AB with the strikeout. Now Hank changes bats on 0-2. Bertucci again sent back. Harmon knows at 0-2 and 2 outs, this is a time to run, take a chance. Got a batter who's down in the count. You got 2 away trying to get a guy into scoring position, so several picks. Upstairs to Hank Smith. 1-2 count. Hank Smith's strikeout last inning started kind of a mess of an inning where things got heated. Now a 1-2. He'll go up to that, hit it to the right side. Nice running glove play at second base, and Smith is out. Second baseman Bryce Peterson on the run and the full reach. He gloves that to keep it on the infield. And then running and throwing across his body, or against his body, momentum toward the right field line. He had to reach the right arm back, let it drag behind his momentum. Peterson, nice play. Smith grounds out. And the 2-out base hit from Nick Bertucci goes no farther than first base. No runs on 1 hit, and it's 9-4. 5-run lead for the Pioneers. In the top of 7, Tyler Antwine to lead it off. Here's more with Nick Bertucci of the Foxes.
That is interesting. You talking about you're 14, you started playing with the adult level guys in Australia. I imagine that shaped you into some of how you operate within a roster. You've been around a little while. From this summer, whether it's here in ball field, on the road, whatever, outside the game, you have a couple memories from this summer. You were here last year, but there's always unique things that happen. What sticks out to you from this year?
Definitely the camaraderie of this team. It's not just what we're doing on the field, it's what we're doing off the field as well. We're trying to hang out every single day, try and do stuff with the team. If it's floating down the river with the boys, or going out to the bars, who are 21. But just finding those sort of memories that have been awesome, and then obviously that translates into the game, because it's not just a team, it's a brotherhood.
Yesterday's game, if you were, maybe you already did this, if you were telling somebody who wasn't here for it and you had to summarize the semifinal win, what do you remember, or what do you take away from that game?
I think it was just how the Foxes play baseball. If we do that, there's no chance that any team beats us, and I truly believe that if we go out there today and like we did yesterday, we just play our version of baseball, we stick to what we do best, we hit the ball hard, we throw strikes, we get the routine plays out, then play the odds of baseball, and the Foxes are going to come out on top.
Into the 7th inning now. We'll have one more segment with Nick Bertucci, but we'll pause that after this half inning for the 7th inning stretch. Of course, got to respect the traditions. Fire up some Take Me Out to the Ball game. Ronan Hella. Narrow miss there. Good pitch. Down and away. Didn't quite clip the zone. 2-0 count. Ball is blasted to center field, and that thing ain't coming back. Tyler Antwine broke the 4th wall with a rocket shot to open up the top of the 7th. Second home run of the day for Tyler Antwine, Pioneers' leading RBI performer this summer. Tacks on another. Antwine, 5 RBI in the game. With Antwine coming in to the weekend at 34 ribbies before the playoffs began. He had 2 yesterday. Hit a home run in his last at-bat. Oh, no, that was a hit by pitch. Never mind. Bad penmanship by me. He had an RBI walk in the 3rd inning, did Antoine, yesterday. He's got 5 more ribbies today, and he's got 2 home runs. Double digits on the scoreboard now for the Western Nebraska Pioneers at 10-4. The Foxes were the double-digit machine offensively on the year. They're going to need to get there today. Foxes 8 of their 40 games on the year, double-digit scoring. They had a run of 15 consecutive games this season with double digits on offense. The Foxes had 2 12-game winning streaks in the year. Ended up 30-7, 30-win regular season before yesterday's win and the non-league win over Boulder on Thursday. And the Foxes are in a deficit now that will demand that they find the double digits again to have a shot at the championship, down 10-4. Jake Watson singled in the 6th inning. 1 for 3 on the day. 2-2 count to Watson. Slider that busts away from the zone. Runs the count full. From the full windup, 3-2 pitch from Hella with nobody out. Spins one, and Watson just got a piece of that. Stays alive. Took the slider down and away, followed that with one started in and broke into the middle of the zone. Watson reacted well to that, changing the eye level. Was Hella, and Watson survived that. 3-2 pitch again. Foxes do have double barrel in the bullpen right now, lefty and a righty. There's a swinging strikeout. Angle contains that, slaps a tag on Jake Watson, who chased. He went slider away, slider in that was fouled off, slider away again. They got him on that one. That one was out of the zone. Watson takes a sequence from Hella and Angle that pays off. First out. Michael Pickett. Kevin Blanco on deck. Ball 1 is wide. Bending strike hits the zone. Mikey Pickett takes a ball. Pickett a double and a walk in the game, scored in the 6th inning. That was last inning when the Pioneers got 3. He hits this one hard to left center. That ball's heading toward the wall. It's off the fence. Morales clangs into the chain link or the pole out there, and that hurt for Elijah. That's a double off the wall in left center. A rocket from Michael Pickett with 1 out. Double, and we'll stop, and center fielder Nori Todd is checking in on Elijah Morales, the left fielder. Great effort by Morales. He went full bore and bashed into the fence. He's going to call off the trainer support.
All right, Morales with a heck of a attempt out there in left field. Now batting, third baseman Kevin Blanco.
Second time trainer Nika Walker has been waved off by a player in this championship game. Nika, the trainer for CSU softball, Colorado State University softball. Nika earlier was swinging a miss for Blanco. Big hack for Kevin. He's bunted a couple times today. He was going for the downs on that swing. Taking his chance to take a big ol' hack. Davis Goodwin hit by a pitch earlier in the 3 spot for the Pioneers. He waved off the trainer who was right next to him by first base in the first base dugout. That one was the longest run possible for Nika Walker, the trainer, and Elijah Morales as she got out to about second base. Waved her off, said, all right, that hurt. He's holding his left elbow, Elijah Morales, not the throwing arm, it's the glove arm. He smacked that. He was right where the pole goes up, the vertical pole, one of those supporting the chain link. I think he got chain link, but he might have also gotten pole on the back side of that. It's on the outfield or home run side of the fence, obviously. In tight to Blanco. 2-1 count to Kevin Blanco. Double for Pickett. Has 1 out and a runner at 2. In a 6-run lead for the Pioneers. Foxes with 3 more chances to bat unless they get pushed into a run rule issue. Time requested, time granted, and Blanco steps out. Hella steps off. 9 spot here with Blanco. Top of the order, Jake Edey. 1 for 4 in the game with a run scored. He's on deck. Hella's pitch again is struck well to left field. This is deep. He went for the downs. He hit it off the fence. Runner waited to see if it was going to be caught, and so nobody's scoring on that. Blanco's going to go into second base on a ball off the fence in left, and that bullpen might want to finish their preparations, and they're going to a righty. Larry McCann steps out, signals to the pen to a righty, and the head coach for the Foxes will make the change here. Score that as a double for Blanco. The throw went into third base. Runner at second was Michael Pickett. He waited by the bag at 2 to see if that was going to be caught by Elijah Morales. Again, Morales into the fencing on back-to-back balls that bang off of the outfield fence in City Park. Home run in the inning. Solo shot to lead it off from Tyler Antwine. Strikeout for 1 away, and then Pickett double, Blanco double, 1 out, 2 on. Both in scoring position. Jake Edey will be the first to face Kieran Lawing, righty out of the pen for the Fort Collins Foxes, who are in a problem, down by 6 with a big threat here in the top of the 7th. If you're a real baseball player, that guy's a dude. You gotta have the newest, expensivest bat on the market. Bro. And it's gotta have the coolest name. Bro. Brand new. Just dropped. Tanks. Whatever the newest metals and materials might be, this bat is always one evolution newer. The Batco Crouching Tiger Nuke Mash Pummel Destroy Quad X Quadruple Extreme. Making mediocre hitters superstars. That guy's a dude. $600 at a time. Bro.
Ball yard baseball. Ball yard baseball. Number 1 batter in the order, Jake Edey, will face Kieran Lawing. Lawing on in relief. Righty. Third pitcher of the game for the Foxes, who trail 10-4 in the 7th. Lawing's first pitch, he slides that down and outer edge of the zone. Edey reaches out, taps it foul.
Kieran Lawing now tied for most appearances on the season by any Foxes pitcher. This is his 11th game pitched in. 11 for Lawing. That's even with Dom Selfo, 11 appearances, also tied for the team high in games pitched. Lawing, no starts this year. Selfo's made 4 starts. They both have 11 appearances with this one added on for Kieran. Fouled off again. Lawing takes the advantage with an 0-2 count. Needing an out here. The strikeout would be big. Jake Edey goes into the approach of just finding a way to punch a run home here. If it's an out, that's fine. There's one down, trying to score. Pickett from third. Infield is in, right at the edge of the grass. Lawing sets. Chopper to West. That'll freeze the runners at third base. West makes the play and throws it to Hank Smith for the ground out. Jake Edey, ground ball. Can't push anybody forward on the bases, and it's 2 out. Good first out from Kieran Lawing. That lets the infield deepen up now. Don't need to play in with 2 outs. Take your out at first base, and nobody can score on that throw out of a runner at 1. Bryce Peterson looking for his first hit of the game, but he's been active offensively, been active in the offense. It's a walk, a fielder's choice, reached on an error and had a line out. It's up under his elbows for ball 1. Peterson has hit the ball to left field, shortstop, and first base in the game. Plus the walk. He scored in the first inning after his walk. Lawing fires it. This ball lifted to center. Nori Todd retreating. He's in the shadows. He's in front of the track, and he's got it. And Kieran Lawing comes and cracks off 2 outs and leaves 2 stranded. Just 1 in the frame for the Pioneers. It's the leadoff home run from Tyler Antwine. Pair of doubles from Pickett and Blanco, but Blanco's double banged off the left field wall, and Pickett had to wait on it to see if it was going to be caught. Couldn't score from second on a double, and they're stranded at second and third. Peterson's fairly deep fly out is the third. It's the bottom of the 7th. Elijah Morales will lead it off when we go to the bottom of 7.
River Morgan presents famous baseball quotes.
You tell me right now, Jimmy Morris.
It's supposed to be always in your
If it wasn't hard, everyone would do second base. The and hard keep your foot is what makes first. It great. You want to have a catch, Smalls? Pitch 1 to Elijah Morales of the bottom of 7 is strike 1. Down and away, clip the zone, and Morales tries to shake that one off. Another pitch from Rocco Harmon is strike 2. Harmon working quick. Did that last inning too. Rocco getting on, getting ready. Keeping the pace up. Down in the zone there as he threw some off speed that faded away and missed the zone. Good read on that by Elijah Morales. Full windup for Harmon, but it looks like the stretch, right? It's that side start hip toward home plate. It's the full. Two-two count. Morales 1 for 3 in the game. Stays off the upstairs pitch, and it's a full count to Elijah Morales. Starter Nathaniel Pimentel went 2 1/3, gave up 2 runs, 1 earned. Morales lifts that ball on a 3-2 pitch to shallow left, and it's missed. That was clanged off the glove in left field by Tyler Antwine. Some goofy fan was yelling, "I got it," which is kind of chintzy and lame. They probably feel like they made that happen. I don't think so. Go home, Dad, you're drunk.
Now batting, number 10, Benny Engel.
Foxes love it. Error in left field is a leadoff man aboard, and Morales goes to second base on the missed catch and left. It was a long run in. Shortstop and third baseman for the Pioneers, Kevin Blanco at third, shortstop Jake Eady. They were both heading out for that, knowing it was kind of a triangle ball, shallow and left, but outfielder obviously has priority, and really Antwine did get all the way there. He wasn't on the full run. He had set up for it after that long run, eyeballs jiggling as an outfielder, and he just had it doink off the leather. And Larry McCann wants to check on Elijah Morales, who is still favoring his left elbow. Larry McCann sees that Elijah is still having a hard time with that left arm that he banged into the fence playing defense once for sure, and maybe even twice last inning. The first one got him pretty bad, and Coach McCann wanted to go out and check on him. Elijah waved him off. There's a ground ball. Good read at the runner at second. This throw is up, and Vinny Engel is out. And Engel out is called. First baseman Ashton Pinedo looking back at the runner, wondering if he might have taken a shot at him. Pinedo had to reach up. He kept the bag, was able to get the out, and then a little bit of contact at foot level. And a first baseman never wants to feel that behind him, but that play caused some movement on the bag. Engel's got to have a chunk of that bag to get to. He's out at first. Morales moved up to third. Ground ball to shortstop is 1 away. Foxes are going to need some crooked run innings, obviously, in the 7th, down by 6, but starts small for any team in this situation. Got to at least get this one in. Morales at third with Oreskes batting. Drew chops that, and the runner's going to come from third base. Oreskes got it done from that part of it. Drew, who has 2 hits on the day, a double and a single and an RBI. This will be an RBI ground out for Oreskes. Chopped that to first base, unassisted on the put out. Second ribby of the day for Oreskes, with Morales scoring after the drop ball in left field led off the inning. And J.J. Fontana now with 2 outs. Foxes would like to extend this thing. It's going to start with the 9 batter, J.J. Fontana. Fontana swings and fouls it away. He singled his last time up. Nathaniel Pimentel went 2 1/3. Alejandro Maltos Garcia 2 2/3. Rocco Harmon trying to close out his second inning of work. He's at 1 2/3 now. 2 away in the 7th. Fontana swings at a pitch that dives down to the dirt and goes through the 5-hole of Jake Watson behind the plate. 1-2 count. Fox's top of the order is behind Fontana. Nori Todd 2 for 4 on the day with a double and a single. His first 2 ABs, ground outs in the 4th and 5th most recently. Swing and a miss, and Fontana is out. Good pitch by Harmon. He's got 2 innings in the books. Fort Collins puts up a run, unearned in that inning. 1 run on no hits, and they bring it back to a 10-5 count. Each team gets one in the 7th. 8th inning before us of the 9-inning championship game in the Front Range League. Let's finish off the conversation with Nick Bertucci pregame. Here's comments from Nick.
I know you drew a real good card with your host family 2 years in a row, right? But it looks like you can't stand their children from what I can tell, man. It looks like you just don't like them at all.
Yeah, I love those guys. They're young. They're they sometimes get under my skin a little bit, but that's what you're meant to do when you're a little kid. You're meant to annoy the big kids. So I definitely don't try and act like I'm 21 with them. I try and act like I'm 12 and 15. But yeah, those guys, they're awesome. I love them.
I've noticed that with you do look 12 or 15 when you're hanging out with those guys. Last thing, and good luck today. It's been a lot of fun watching you guys this summer. What's in front of you now? And today's the day. This is it, no matter what. And then, what does the next little bit of time look like for you?
Yes, I'll stay here for a little bit, hang out with my host family. We've got some things planned. I'm not exactly sure what. They're keeping it a surprise. But after that, then go back to Central Arizona College, have my season there, hopefully do what I can do, and then we'll see where baseball takes me. Hopefully somewhere down the track, professional ball. If not, then let's move on to a 4-year school and pursue my career there.
The Front Range League is new, and it's there's the big group that makes it all happen, and then there's these individual contributors within it. I know for me and most of us around it, it's more enjoyable because you were here. Thanks a lot for what you've done this year. Good luck today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Crickets begin their evening chirp. Maybe just in recorded fashion. I don't know if they're really chirping around City Park yet. Sun dipping down behind the foothills west of Fort Collins. Kieran Lawing on the bump. Davis Goodwin in the box. Top of the 8th is underway with strike 1 on a spin pitch from Lawing that goes off speed and goes to the zone. Dom Selfo is warming up in the Foxes bullpen. And it looks like it's Jake Eady throwing in the bullpen for the Pioneers. Another spin from Lawing. That's fouled away, 0-2. Ooh, and that one on 0-2, Lawing missed it, tried to come inside. And he hit Davis Goodwin, who's been hit by pitch twice today. Goodwin, his last 3 plate appearances, hit by pitch in the 5th, single in the 6th, hit by pitch in the 8th. Was also walked in the 1st. Number 3 batter, not getting much chance to swing it today. Did ground out to pitcher. Now he's back aboard as the Pioneers work on extending a 5-run lead in the 8th inning. Here's a ground ball towards short. Haskins bobbled that, and now they can't handle the exchange. And the defense of the Foxes problematic today. Haskins on the first pickup of that, he had a bobble, but was able to gather it back and then made a quick flip short range to Fontana, who could not contain that toss. And it's an error. Fox is opening the door with a hit by pitch and an E.
Now batting right fielder Luis Quintero.
Luis Quintero, a couple hits in the game, couple RBI. Does he have more? That won't get over the left fielder. Out in left. Line shot. Elijah Morales with his bum left elbow on his glove hand out there. Reaches up and grabs it. That thing off the bat had some teeth to it. Luis Quintero, even that, I mean, I've said it already in this game, but no reason not to say it again. Man, that guy, he is dialed in. after he interpreted my interview with starting pitcher yesterday, Daniel Gomez. Also interpreting pitches very well and shooting the baseball around the park. Another Venezuelan, Quintero, plays at Highland CC. Chopper foul from Tyler Antwine. Runner was on the move there. Big jump from Goodwin, and Antwine fouled it off. 2 home runs in this game from Tyler Antwine. He homered in the first, homered in his most recent AB last inning to lead off the 7th. That was a solo shot, obviously, the leadoff swing, and then a 3 RBI bomb in the first. Nice frisbee up there, breaking ball from Lawing was up and in and hovers through the swing. Tyler Antwine, who is 3 for 4 on the day with his 2 runs scored and 5 RBI. Half of the team's runs have been driven in by Antwine, who's got an 0-2 count. 5 ribbies. Shot to West at third. Nice play from Phoenix. He'll step on third, throw across, and the Foxes get a 5-3 DP. Leadoff hit by pitch, followed by an error. Put 2 aboard with nobody out. That ends quickly, de-escalates quickly as Phoenix West gloves and converts a pair of outs for the de-escalation in the top of the 8th. Fox is down to their last 6 outs, last 2 shots to get it done in the championship game. And they're back to the top of the order. Pioneers in their top of the 9th. They're going to have 7, 8, 9, Watson, Pickett, and Blanco. First, they'll defend against Todd, Haskins, and West. Foxes hope more than that. Todd, Haskins, West, the 3 scheduled up in the bottom of the 8th, trailing by 5 at City Park in Fort Collins on the Front Range Baseball Network.
Hey, it's Max Alpha, head coach, manager, governor, executive, chief of Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite in my 5-ton pickup truck that I bought at Cartropolis. One of my 4 vehicles, one of only 6 total vehicles in the village of Sugar Lake. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite tryouts are coming up. Be there if you want to be elite. We only take people who are better than everybody else. If you want to be the best, be at tryouts. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite. Do not look at our record on Game Changer. We're the elitist. We will cover airfare for anybody across the globe who believes they're better than anybody else. We'll pay for you to be at our tryout. Don't miss it. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite. We're just better than you.
Ball yard baseball. Ball yard baseball. Ball yard baseball. Ball yard baseball.
Bottom of the 8th. Time for the Foxes to make a move if they're going to make one. Top of the order, Nori Todd takes first pitch of the frame.
That ball brought to you by Rocky Mountain Oysters.
Second pitch also in, 2-0 count. Nori Todd, his last 2 at-bats went first pitch, grounded out to second, grounded out to third after doubling in the first, singling in the second. Saw 2 pitches for 2 outs in the 4th and 5th. Here he takes the first 2 for balls. Leadoff batter patient. Got a 3-0 count. Nori in charge of the count here with Rocco Harmon into his 3rd inning of work in relief. The righty for the Pioneers, who have a swirl of activity in their bullpen. 2 arms up, both righties. Todd will take a strike to go to a 3-1 count. Nori working a deep count AB to open the top or the bottom of the 8th. Here's a 3-1 from Harmon. Todd hammers that to right center. Exit stage right. How about that for a patient AB? Nori Todd gets one he likes on 3-1 and loses that toward the fairway of the first hole of City Park 9. Foxes get to run number 6 with a hammer shot from Nori Todd.
Now batting, shortstop, Larry Haskins.
Larry Haskins for the Foxes. He goes first pitch. See, I like that right there in the daily double. Nori Todd, after a couple of quick ABs earlier, he came in with the approach to build up an AB. He goes yard on the 5th pitch he sees, and then Larry Haskins with the momentum and the juice go, and he goes first pitch attacking, fouls it off. Strike there, frying pan behind the plate. Watson didn't make the catch on it, which didn't make it look as good. He taps his chest, and my bad. He appreciates plate umpire Scott Summerfeld seeing it was in the zone and not falling for the old bad receive. Jake will get back at it, catching a nice game here in the championship as Watson. That one's a skipper past the left side batter's box, bounced. I can still see the mark in the dirt where that pitch puffed. It's a good 4 or 5 feet in front of the plate off to the left side. Back comes Harmon with a 1-2 count to Haskins. Spins one, and Haskins shoots it down the right field line. That's down for a base hit. Haskins rounding first. He'll pull up. Nicely played in right field by Luis Quintero. That's a heck of a play in right to hold Haskins to a single. Quintero, great effort to bust it over to that ball on the foul line. But it does yield one bag on the Haskins line shot to right. Now the mound visit from Easton Babe. Leadoff bomb from Nori Todd. Followed up on a sharp 2-strike single from Larry Haskins. Foxes have their first home run of the day out of Todd here to lead off the bottom of the 8th. While the Western Nebraska Pioneers have a pair of home runs, both by Tyler and Twine. Foxes have been a power group this season. As a team hitting 51 home runs prior to the playoffs. Foxes had 51 bombs this season, playing fewer games than the Pioneers this year. The Pios had 30 home runs. They play in a bigger ballpark at Oregon Trail Park in Gearing, Nebraska. Foxes trailing by 1 home run today, and they trail by 4 runs in the game. Phoenix West takes ball 1 after the mound visit. Rocco Harmon continues on the bump as the shadows now stretch across the field at City Park. Sun peeking through for a last time today. And West goes opposite way, foul out of play. Almost hit a sparrow with that timing pattern. Thought he was going to pick off a bird up at top of tree level. Fans trying to get something going here in the bleachers. 1-1 count. Here we go, Phoenix chant from the Foxes fans. Do want to tip the cap both sides. Obviously, the home team turns out a good crowd, and the Western Nebraska Pioneers travel well yesterday and today for the playoff semifinal win over Boulder 64s. And another good group of Pioneers fans today in this championship game. They like where they're at right now, leading 10-6 in the bottom of 8. Harmon's pitch to West is in. West lays off a pitch that bent below his elbows. Phoenix started the hand, stopped him, and was tight to the plate there. That looked good. Not quite good enough. Harmon getting in on the lefty West, who is crowding in. 3-1 the count. Advantage for the batter West with the pink stick. Big hack for Phoenix. That chips off the mask of either Jake Watson, the catcher, or I think it was Scott Summerfeld, the plate umpire, who does not wear the helmet style. He wears a soft cap and then just the mask over top. Might have banged off his face protection. 3-2 from Harmon. That hit Phoenix, came through, and no dead ball was called. There's no way that didn't hit the feet of the batter, Phoenix West. Now time is called by field umpire Mark Moffitt, who sees Easton Babe come out. He'll make a pitching change right here. Pioneers going to shift the gears on the tall hill at City Park in Fort Collins. Rocco Harmon got them some good outs. He's in a jam here with nobody out. It's the top of the order. The threat was real, and it's unfolding that way. Harmon finishes for his championship game appearance. And here comes the fourth arm of the game for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Pio's making the change. Shortstop is still Jake Eady. He was in the pen earlier. I believe it was him, unless I saw the number wrong down there. And it might have been 2 instead of 7, maybe is the miss I had, trying to gaze down in the left field corner. Binocularless for me. Pio's pitcher on the change in the bottom of the 8th. It's Brandon Jenkins. Brandon out of Henderson, Nevada. Plays at Buena Vista College with Jake Eady. Maybe another reason I might confuse the two dudes. Teammates in the collegiate ranks. And the fourth arm of the game, trying to fend off this run from the Foxes. Brandon Jenkins.
Number 2, Brandon Jenkins.
Jenkins on the season, from the stats I've got, 6th appearance of the year, all in relief. 4 innings pitched for Jenkins, allowing 3 runs, all earned in his 4 innings of work. 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Has stranded 6 runners on the season, and that's the formula they're looking for right here, with a pair of Foxes aboard. Haskins at second, West at first. Officially, it was ball 4 also, but it was a hit by pitch to Phoenix West. Puts him on. Second time Phoenix has been hit on the day. And again, even if that pitch bounces, if it bounces and hits the batter, it's still a hit by pitch, as long as he's not swinging. Any hit by pitch where you're swinging, it's a strike. So if you get hit in the ribs but you swing at it, ouch, and a strike. If it bounces and hits you, still a hit by pitch. West is at first. Haskins at second. Nick Bertucci. Fox is down by 4. Bertucci did offer at that. Nick thought he might have held up, but the call came from the plate. Not an appeal down the first baseline, where Justin Moore is still positioned on the 3-umpire crew. Mark Moffitt in the C position out to the shortstop side of the mound. That was called at the plate on the offer. Now a strike gets up and out, and Nick Bertucci is going to take a short walk to contain his disagreement. Big spot here in the bottom of the 8th. This is what you learn in the game of baseball, and Nick's spent plenty of time. He knows he's got to reset the mental workings here into an 0-2 count. Didn't agree with either one of them. And doesn't just cut loose. They go upstairs. Pretty good pitch selection there by the battery. Catcher Jake Watson. Reliever Brandon Jenkins, knowing the situation, they try to burn a high fastball with a hitter that's agitated and see if he'll flail up there. Bertucci didn't. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That bender, Bertucci hits that deep to right center. Exit stage right. Nick Bertucci, 3-run bomb. Foxes are back within 1 with Hank Smith coming to the plate.
That ball is yard.
Holy. That was torched. Hank Smith rips a single through the right side, and the tying run is aboard for the Foxes. Oh, my goodness. Nick Bertucci, I was just talking about, you learn as a baseball player, you got to reset the mechanism, reset the mental processing after a couple of calls that you didn't love. Bertucci lays off a high heater and then destroys a pitch the other way. The righty goes to right center and makes it a one-run championship scoreboard in the 8th. Hank Smith follows with another base knock, and this is blasted by Elijah Morales. Exit stage right. Morales gives the Foxes the lead on a 2-run jack.
That ball is yard.
Pitching change for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. It is 11-10. Oxygen, please. We're at altitude anyway. And the lungs are exploding now as the Foxes, I just talked about their home run prowess, the prolific power game of the Foxes this season. And they mash 2 here in the, 3 in the inning. Nori Todd sets the tone with a leadoff solo shot that made it 10-6. It was a 3-run bomb from Nick Bertucci that made it 10-9. Hank Smith walks in and slams a single to right field. His 3rd single of the day from the number 5 spot after a 5-for-5 day yesterday at the plate. Hank is now 9 for his last 11 at the plate. And he sets the table for Elijah Morales to jump on a first pitch that Elijah, the right-hander, goes the other way, just the same spot that Bertucci went to. And he gives the Foxes the lead. Talk about sudden change. This is the bottom of the 8th. If the Foxes can close in the top of the 9th, they've just flipped this game, and they can take the championship with 3 outs in the top of 9. I asked Hank Smith if we might see him on the bump today. He's in the pen right now after he scored in front of Morales' 2-run shot. Vinny Angle fouls away the first pitch. Foxes in this inning have sent 6 batters to the plate. Guess how many have scored? Correct. Half dozen. Western Nebraska Pioneers have had the air taken out of their balloon here. Cameron Meyer, right-handed pitcher from Scottsbluff, Nebraska, plays at Western Nebraska in his hometown. Cameron Meyer has the task here of restarting everything. You got a fresh inning basically now with a 1-run deficit. It's a 2-1 count. There's nobody on, nobody out. 7, 8, and 9 batters are coming here. Good pitch, gets the zone. Cameron Meyer working on his first batter of his relief appearance. The bullpen is empty for Western Nebraska. Meyer spins a pitch that Angle cranks down the line. Bouncing fair. That ball in by about a half foot into the corner. Vinny Angle, the Foxes catcher, doubles. Good. Googly. You can finish the line. There's been one hit by pitch in the inning. That was going to be a ball 4 to Phoenix West. Otherwise, home run, single, home run, single, home run, double. Vinny Engel will catch a courtesy runner. And it was Ryan Vandiver earlier. Nobody out there yet. Here comes Vandiver. Oh, no, it's not Vandiver. Jumping over the leaning rail and borrowing Vinny Engel's helmet. Out goes the Fox's selection for courtesy runner, albeit he may have been unaware. Drew DeVries, a right-handed pitcher. DeVries running for Vinny Engel after Engel's double. And now Oreskes takes a pitch across his shins for a ball, and it's to the backstop. And the Pioneers have crumbled here in the 8th inning. Most of it has been Fox's bats. But a couple things here in the frame, you can see the tone completely changed and the deflation for the Pioneers in that wild pitch. On the first pitch to Oreskes sends courtesy runner DeVries to third base. Ryan Vandiver is catching in the bullpen. That's why he's not there for the courtesy running task. DeVries leapt over the leaning rail out of the sunken dugout down the first base line and hustled out to run for Engel. Strike to Oreskes has a 1-1 count. 12th appearance of the season for Cameron Meyer with the Pioneers, a dozen appearances. That is a team high on the season, the 12 for Meyer. Colson Evans also 11, Gabe Wetzel 11 coming into today, and now Meyer takes his 12th. Throwing 19 innings before today. Meyer gets Oreskes swinging and fouling it away. 2-2. A trifecta of home runs in the 8th inning for the Foxes. A solo, there's a wild pitch, and in comes courtesy runner DeVries, and some insurance for the Foxes. Make it 7 runs in the inning, and only 7 plate appearances have been completed in the inning. All of them have touched the plate. The Foxes will bat around in the inning. That's insured now with nobody out, and this is the 8th batter of the frame. What a time to explode in this game. And it's a tough feeling in the third base dugout. Oreskes swings, and Cameron Meyer gets a critical first out to stop or at least slow the bleeding here. Tough feeling in the third base dugout when your skis get out from underneath you or you get over top of them or whatever just happened here. Your wheels come off. And the Foxes came a-hunting in the 8th inning. 9th batter of the frame, bunt shown, and then a pullback for a ball from J.J. Fontana. Talk about a rally here. Touchdown scored in the inning by the Foxes. 7 runs here in the 8th. Pioneers got 4 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th. The crooked frames for the Pioneers, the 1st and the 6th. Bunt from Fontana down the line, rolling, just wide of the bag at first base. And Ashton Pinedo played that correctly, the first baseman. He let that roll all the way out to its distance of the bag and just enough to get it foul. Fontana had that rolling fair for a while. Then it departed the grass into the runner's lane and just foul of first base. 2-1 count. Foxes with 1 run in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 7th, grinding along in this game. 5 runs through 7 frames, and now 7 runs in 1 frame. 12-10. Talked about the double-digit scoring of the Foxes all year long, and so many of their games in double digits. They're in there again. Pop up. Blanco with some goofballs yelling, "I got it." Just stop. That's just trash baseball stuff, man. It's not players I'm talking about. It's a couple fans who just should just change the deal there. Sorry, but that stuff just drives me nuts. Unball, man. Pop-up. J.J. Fontana goes to third base on the pop-up, caught by Kevin Blanco, and back to the plate comes the guy who started the whole dang thing. Nori Todd gets a victory lap AB in the 8th after he solo shot the start of this thing. Nori takes a good pitch, breaking ball from Cameron Meyer. 1-1 count. 1-2 count. Repeating that pitch. Nicely done by Meyer. It's out on the edge. Fans and players of the batting team don't love the call. Defense says, heck yeah, I hit that twice. 1-2 the count. Now way wide. Just wide again. Todd stays off of that outer edge. 3-2 full count. Strikeout and a pop out for Meyer after all that production from the Foxes. Meyer's 3-2 pitch. Todd reaches and chips it foul. Out of play it goes. 2-run lead for the Foxes. Bullpen is now stopped down the right field line. Foxes are ready to go. We'll see if it's Hank Smith. Todd foul, laces that wide of the foul fence down the right field side. Nori hit his third home run of the year in this inning to get the rally going, and he'll swing out to end the 8th inning. And wow, some stuff happened. Lots of stuff happened. Nick Bertucci had a home run yesterday in the semifinal, and another here in the 8th inning for Bertucci. That's 13 home runs on the year. Elijah Morales went yard in the inning, his first bomb of the playoff weekend. And for Morales, that gives Elijah 5 long balls on the year. Those 3 home runs, a solo, a 2-run, and a 3-run shot. 6 of the runs in the inning came on home run swings out of the 7 scored by the Foxes. It's the final frame in the first season of the Front Range League. Collegiate baseball along the Front Range of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado and into Nebraska. 8 teams this season started the chase. These 2 remain, and now Western Nebraska finds themselves trailing after leading by 5 in the 8th. They'll bat in their final regulation frame, top of the 9th, needing 2. And they'll be on 7, 8, and 9. Scheduled Jake Watson. Might get see who we get out on the AB. It's going to be Jake coming out. He just popped out of the dugout. Jake Watson and Michael Pickett and Kevin Blanco, 7, 8, 9. Kieran Lawing stays on the hill with relief arms ready behind Lawing. Hank Smith playing first base defensively, with Lawing trying to close the championship for the Foxes. No monthly fees. Now's the time to open a Key Smart checking account. Simple, smart, and built for you. Visit one of 3 Fort Collins or Loveland locations to learn more. Key Smart checking, thanks to Key Bank, exclusive sponsor of Fox's game streams on the Front Range Baseball Network. Here it is for the Pioneers. Watson swings at pitch 1, and the foul tip goes right into the glove of Vinny Engel. That's strike 1. Team high 11th appearance, tied with Dom Selfo for Long. This is chopped to the third base side. West reaches, spins, throws out number 1. Pirouetting, acrobatic, athletic play from Phoenix West gets Jake Watson. Third baseman has done a lot of that this season as he
Now batting DH Michael
artistically handles that far left side of the infield. West sprinting through that slow ball in the infield with a reach to the glove hand side, a spin, and the accurate toss to Hank Smith. Mikey Pickett, he's 2 for 3 in the game. He's been swinging well, looking good at the plate here. Pickett now swinging from the shadows of the tree over first base. Pitcher also in shadow here. With 1 out, nobody aboard. Last chance for the Pioneers. 2 doubles in the game for Pickett, plus a walk and a line out. Solid from the number 8 spot today for Michael Pickett. Lawing spinner is wide. A 1-1 the count. 7:25 p.m. Mountain Time. 22 runs on the board as we play the top of the 9th with 1 away. Game a little over 3 hours into it at this point. Lawing pitch. Pickett just a tick late on that. Fouls it back. Almost looked like he recognized that pitch as it approached him. Got a pretty good swing off underneath it. Now facing a 1-2 count. Lawing to the plate. Fox's righty delivers. Overthrew that one. Ripped it to the left side batter's box. Pickett with a 2-2 count. Kevin Blanco on deck, and then the top of the order with Jake Edey. If the Pioneers can extend beyond 3 batters in the frame. Lawing again, this time a 2-2. Inside, just missed. Of course, the home folk won it. And that was in on Pickett. 3-2 the count. Full count delivery. 1 out. Lawing to Pickett. Oh, when he threw that behind Pickett, it skimmed something. It must have skimmed his helmet. It almost skimmed bat. Would have bailed Lawing out of a terrible 3-2 pitch. I think it skimmed a little bit of the helmet of Michael Pickett, so I'll put that in the books as a hit by pitch. Pickett on base for the 4th time today, and the tying run to the plate. Kevin Blanco. Pickett doubled off the left center fence last time he came around in the 7th, and Blanco doubled off the left field fence his last time up. Almost put one out of here. Lawing misses for ball 1. That double for Blanco was off of Lawing. Seeing him again. Fouls it back. That one almost destroyed our camera. That was about a foot underneath, right on the pole that we're attached to. We would have gone to radio mode, or maybe through the chain link mode, I guess, if we had to. But that thing just about exploded. The home plate camera fouled back by Blanco. 1-1 count. Runner at first. Pickett, short lead. Bouncer, and I don't mind that at all from Michael Pickett. That ball blocked toward the first base side. It was a bouncing pitch. Vinny Engel, nice play. You don't want to risk at all right now. If you can clearly get the bag to second, sure, go. But Pickett, I think, made a great read on that dirt ball. No chance for the Foxes to turn a bad pitch into an out with the Pioneers down to their last 2 outs, down by 2. 2-1 pitch. That one got the inside. Now Kevin Blanco is going to have to reset the mechanism just like Nick Bertucci did. Blanco disputing that call. Going to have to lock it back in now as the count went to 2-2. Bertucci hit a bomb after he reset the mechanism. Two pitch. Blanco, did he go? Nope, that ball's checking up in front of the track. He got a lot of that to left, and it's caught by Blaze Morales. Elijah has the catch in the left. And Blanco is out number 2. Pretty good hack, and just missed that. under it by a couple millimeters, or that ball goes over the 352 sign and ties the game. That's a great swing from Blanco, facing a 2-strike count that had him displeased with that inside pitch. Jake Edey, top of the order. Edey has 1 hit in the game. He's 1 for 5 off the top spot for the Pioneers. Fox is 1 out away, leading by 2. Edey swings and misses. Strike 1, draws a roar from the crowd. Bryce Peterson would be next. Bullpen empty for the Foxes. Lawing working well in the top of the 9th, closing, taking a shot at the Front Range League Championship. Lawing's pitch, that's a base hit through the right side. Jake Edey, solid swing, passes the baton. 2 aboard and 2 out, and the drama is drama-ing. And Larry McCann will visit the mound. Fox's manager, head coach McCann, coming out. Saw Hank Smith warming up earlier. And the ball is being passed. Kieran Lawing wanted a shot to finish it with Bryce Peterson coming to the plate. Drew Oreskes runs out with 2 gloves. Drew handing 1 to Hank Smith. Hank taking off the wrist tape on his left arm. And now he'll take off the wrist tape on his right wrist. Oreskes hands him the pitcher's glove. Drew will take a first baseman's glove over to the corner at first. Hank Smith going to try to finish it for the Foxes. He's been at the center of this playoff weekend performance, and all season long has Hank. And it'll be Hank Smith warming for the Foxes. Good work from Kieran Lawing. Looking for 1 more out for a championship. Hank, 8th appearance on the mound this season. Right now, this is his 8th. 12 1/3 innings pitched this year for the Foxes. All in relief. Reliever righty Hank Smith, giving up 12 hits in 12 1/3 inning. 1 run, that was earned. Only 1 run allowed in 12 plus. 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. ERA, a paltry 0.568. Hank Smith, the whip, walks and hits per innings pitched, 1.297. Teams have mustered less than half or just above half a run. Well under 1 run per inning against Hank. The 2 runners on base are not his responsibility. If they would score, that wouldn't go against his ERA, but that ain't the point for Hank right now. He doesn't care about the stat column. He cares about 1 out. Vinny Engel finishes the warm-up reception of Hank Smith, and number 12 steps to the hill, the righty. Hank out of Scottsdale, Arizona, plays at Scottsdale CC, working on closing out in the Rocky Mountains before he heads back to the desert for the fall. Misses wide with pitch 1. Bryce Peterson. No hits on the day. Had a walk in the first to score a run. He flew out his last time up to center field that ended the 7th inning. Pioneers down by 2. Smith got the zone. Upper part of it, Vinny Engel, a good receive on that. He ripped that from the top part of the zone and turned the wrist downward, helping any way he can. Davis Goodwin is on deck for the Pioneers. Can they get the next guy up? 1-1 count with 2 down. That one just missed. Engel had to reach out for that a little bit. I think the spot was missed. It wasn't far off the edge, but it didn't look great because it was a reach grab, and I'm not saying it was a strike, but if they were going to get that call, it probably is not going to come on the reach out. 2-1. Foul back. Peterson had a great swing at that and just missed it. That looked good from the time Bryce let the swing go, and he was underneath it. And there's 1 strike away. for the Foxes to rally with 7 in the 8th. Coming from 10-5 down. Fans on their feet. Foxes folks standing up, looking for one more strike or out on a 2-2. 2 away. Smith comes set, fires, breaking ball. Looked like it had some spin to it, and that one was up. Nice work by Bryce Peterson in a high-tension situation. That's a spot that pitchers who know how to pitch go to get a final out, especially in a big pressure moment. And Peterson, disciplined there, runs it to a full count. 3-2, 2 down, 2 on. 2-run difference. Hank Smith in his stretch position. Fired a little. He spat a little bit, and then he stepped off. Jab stepped off the back of the pitching rubber. Here comes the full count pitch. Peterson, foul, out of play. Runners are on the move with 3-2, 2 outs, both in force positions here, first and second. So runners are on the move. It'll be strike 3 or ball 4 or a foul off or something in play. Runners on the run. Again, a 3-2. Foxes are champions of the Front Range League. Strikeout pitch upstairs, swing and a miss, and Hank Smith gets the out, gets the save. Foxes get the 7-run 8th inning, 12-10. Trailing 10-5 after the top of the 8th. Foxes, the first 7 batters they sent to the plate, all scored. Started with a leadoff solo shot at the top of the order from Nori Todd. A solo home run made it 10-6. Haskins singled. West hit by a pitch. Bertucci on a 2-strike frustration count. 3-run bomb. Hank Smith then singled on his first pitch, riding the wave of momentum. And Elijah Morales did the same, swinging away and jacking a 2-run shot that put the Foxes up. That was the game-winning ribby, the 2-run shot from Morales. Insurance run after the double from Angle, scoring on a wild pitch. 12-10 is the final score, with Kieran Lawing doing good work down the backstretch and Hank Smith getting the final pressure out. High-tension AB for Bryce Peterson and for the pitcher, Hank Smith, and the Foxes are the champions. Here comes the water bucket. And they hammer Coach Larry McCann. Maybe the best feeling you can get as a ball coach, with a drone hovering right above the infield, right above the bucket dump on Larry McCann, who will be heading back to California for his end of summer activities. He's got a showcase coming up. He's got his own college ball to coach. And he's got some house chores to do and maybe a little vacation mixed in. Congratulations to the Western Nebraska Pioneers, who run a fantastic season this year. I had numerous opportunities on the road here in Fort Collins to see the Western Nebraska Pioneers, the Pios, led by Easton Babe, Mike Babe, his assistant, his father, Ben Innocen, Chris Gabus, all on the coaching staff. Thanks to Logan Hunter. Thanks to Hayden Fisher, all part of the production group with the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Larry McCann and Jay O'Connor, the head coaches for the Foxes, with legions of support behind them. And, of course, a thanks to Chuck and Myra Heeman with the Pioneers, and Chuck, the president of the Front Range League, and Preston Munch and Rochelle Reynolds handle the heavy admin load of the Fort Collins Foxes and Boulder 64s and NOCO Prospectors. Preston serving in the VP role in the Front Range League. A fantastic championship game. Congratulations again to the Pioneers on a great season of ball and a lot of growth, development, and great character. Enjoyed interacting with all the Pioneers and the Foxes. Congratulations to the Fort Collins team as they rally with 7 in the 8th and win 12-10. Good luck both sides of this diamond tonight with all these players who step to the next levels of their baseball lives. Stay safe in the process and enjoy the game while you're able to do it in this format. Never stop enjoying it in various formats as life plays along. We all envy what you guys are getting to do, and never a bad moment to cap a summer season or any season with a trophy. The champions of the Front Range League in the inaugural season, the Fort Collins Foxes, winning 12-10 in Fort Collins at City Park on the Front Range Baseball Network. I'm Thad Anderson. Thanks to all of our network support crew and play-by-play announcers through the summer for the great work. It's a grind in the summer collegiate leagues, and everyone involved appreciate all the hard work, the time, the sweat, literal sweat, and the storytelling of the league. That's it for summer 2025 on the Front Range Baseball Network. Fort Collins Foxes win the championship 12-10 over the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Good night. So long from Fort Collins.